refresher.
Hey, True Believers England. Are we live? Yes. Hey, True Believers England team here. 10:30. Time to rank some covers, and we've been doing the decades. So we did 1970s first, then went to 60s. I figured, you know what?
Time travel.
Exactly. And you know what? This is my decade right here. You know, sure, I was born in 1970, but I really became a collector in 1980. Definitely by 1990, I'm buying everything Marvel and DC are producing, except for the kiddie books. You know, I'm just, well, that's not true. I didn't buy everything. Didn't have that much.
A few of them. You had some.
But I got to tell you, this is a nice time because comic books were, they started what, 35 cents, 50 cents, 75 cents. I think by the end of 1980, they ended up at $1. You know, but the thing is that they were always cheap enough that even when you're only making $3.50 an hour, which was minimum wage when I started working, you could try a few new things. So it was a good time. It was a great time to be a comic book collector. It really was. And what I did was I went through, and just like with the other decades, I tried to find some of the most iconic and some of the most interesting. It doesn't necessarily have to be a famous one, but we definitely have plenty of famous covers for you guys to look at, love, tear into, whatever you feel. Your voice counts. I forgot to post the dang video I was working on all day. The Patriot video is all set and ready to go. I just didn't post it. So I will have it up tomorrow or early in the morning for you guys on From the Long Box, link in the description below. Hello to everybody in the chat. One Slick, Yeti. We got Ice Tops as well. Dark Admiral, Ethereal's in the house. We've got Maranya.
Ahoy, March Hare.
Say again.
Ahoy, March Hare.
And March Hare, okay. And somebody named Boom who is into Eric and Boyd.
He's an admiral. That's why I'm saying ahoy.
And of course, we've got on the panel our usual list of suspects. The real Dr. VENKMAN, except no substitutes.
Good evening.
We've got Melissa and Amy today, right?
Yep.
Okay,
I got double answers today.
Melissa's feeling a lot better this morning. So thanks for the well wishes,
All right,
everyone.
cool. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. LK, this channel's Eeyore. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good.
I love the I introduced you that way and you said it slow. I just love that. I got it golf clap.
It was a slow, okay Sunday until I realized now that I'm probably going to have to replace my garbage disposal. So I'm not looking forward to that.
Oh, man.
Our channel's the I'm sorry that happened to you, man.
Yeah. I will say that this is one of the positives of, you know, our computerized society is that, you know, so I turned it on yesterday. It was just humming. It wasn't actually doing anything. And it happened to me a few months ago, and it turned out, there's a reset switch at the bottom that that if it gets overloaded or something, will basically pop the circuit. And I was like, okay. And so I punched that, came back, great. Okay, long story short, look at that. Button doesn't seem to be doing anything. It's like, okay, so what do I do now? But, thankfully you can type in, Incinerator making humming sound. And up pops a bunch of articles. And I saw this one that said, this grinder plate might be jammed. So if you get an Allen wrench and there's a hole in the bottom of your disposal, you're supposed to be able to put the Allen wrench in there and kind of turn it back and forth. And, so it's too late. I haven't done that yet. I'm going to do it in the morning to see. I've got my fingers crossed. But if not, then I have to get a new garbage disposal. So there you go.
I had one of those. You hit the reset button and water just came out of it. Like, that's probably not great.
All right. But
that was the short story long. All right. So, and also we have Eric back issue BREEN.
Is the story over yet?
Yes, it is, old man BREEN. You can wake up from your nap now.
Well, that was called short story long, right?
No, I was gonna say it's a good thing that your audience knows you and didn't show up at 10 o'clock like your tweet.
I know, right? And then, of course, we have somebody new here just to show that it is not RDV voting in a different. We got Cheryl. What's up?
Shirley.
Hi. Nice to meet everybody.
Nice to have you on. All right.
You say that now.
Yep. You will rue the day you will, but in a nice way. All righty, kids, let's get this thing going. Let's see. Once again, we're doing comic covers from the 1980s. Just the whole decade. I actually went through all of them. Thor, Captain America. I know I missed some. I know I did. And you probably some that are awesome, but that's for another show. For now, we're going to start off with Thor number 333. Eric, you're in the driver's seat. What do you think of this one?
I'm going to lead off with a 10.
All righty.
Dracula. Although it took me a while to get over that they weren't using the Gene Colan model anymore.
Yeah, it's not Tomb of Dracula.
But although they referenced it, so it was the same Dracula. But yeah, and Sif's got her fangs working. Yeah, I guess I'm pretty sure it's a Sienkiewicz cover too. So I'll give it an 8. I mean a 10.
A 10. All righty. And RDV, what do you think?
Kind of reminds you of Night Guard from the new Wolverine story they had. Who's it supposed to be, the girl? You guys know offhand?
Sif.
Star Wars?
No,
Like
Sif, not Sith.
SIF.
All right. Oh, okay. Okay, Thor's girlfriend. Okay,
Right.
that's threw me off.
Sith is just Sif with a lisp.
Lift. They call it the flip if all I miss. Sorry. Dude, this is a 10. I love this. I love the kind of the wind lines here too. Drac in the background, just kind of like he's got one of those gold chains on. He looks like a pimp. He's like, "Go get him, honey." I like it.
All right, we got a 10 from RDV. Shirls, what says you?
I'm always about colors, so the colors definitely stood out for me. And you cannot never go wrong with Thor, at least from what I've seen.
That is true.
I really like Thor.
He's a cool character and does have great colors.
He's got a great
Yeah.
So knowing that our scores, 1 is god-awful, 2 is horrible, 3 is very bad, 4 is bad, 5 is no feeling whatsoever. It's meh. 6 is average, 7 is good, 8 is very good, 9 is awesome, 10 super awesome. What do you score it?
I would say a 9.
All righty. And let's get to the ladies, the Lester
9?
sisters.
What?
Okay.
This is cool, right? This looks like a throwback issue, like some of the earlier books that we were reading, where it was like kind of mysteries and monsters and stuff like that. But it's like a classic cover, but it's also Thor, and it's just such a fun combination of characters and emotions, and the colors are great, and the effects with the smoke. I really love this. I would give this a 10. It's a lot of fun.
All righty, Melissa.
This is like this is like some of the best art. I just the lady with the fangs like lunging at Thor. It's like
yeah, his emotion even on that. It's mostly it's a lot of dark with just some highlights on there, but you can really see that expression and read how he's like, oh boy,
yeah,
he
doesn't want to fight her, but it's like.
So what do you score this, Melissa?
I would say, 10. That's a pretty peak comic book cover. I can't imagine comic covers getting all that much better.
Alrighty, and let's move on to LK. What do you think?
Well, again, I'm going to be the Eeyore here. I do like the cover, but I just can't stop. I can't get over how Thor looks. He looks childish to me. Almost looks more like Prime from the Ultraverse than what I think of as a classic Thor. So I'm giving this an 8.
All right.
Well, his dumb expression is because it's Sif. He's shocked.
I actually agree with LK, but it kind of makes me like it a little bit more. We don't see this look on Thor. Thor is absolutely frightened to hell and back on this one. I also like the mist works, that Dracula's still got that hand going on in the background. There's a lot of great stuff here. I like the way they use the moon to put at Dracula's command. There's a lot of good touches here.
That's the sun, sir.
I'm going to agree with Shirls, though. This is a 9 to me. And going on to the chat, we got Eric and Boyd saying a 7. We've got One Slick saying, Cheryl's tell the truth. RDV put you up to what to vote for the other night.
I will not take this slander here.
Let's see. Dark Admiral says 10 and admitting that they have one. I did sell this a couple of times at the auction. Did you get it here? Boom says 8. And we have Eddie saying, ladies and gentlemen, Deadpool and Wolverine finally made billions at the bottom. You know what? And I saw none of it. So, yep. But I'm actually glad a movie made it there again, though.
You still haven't seen the movie yet?
No, I have. I saw it. I loved it. It's just that I'm very happy that the people found a reason to go to the theaters. I don't want the theaters to die.
Right.
I don't think they'll ever go away, but what might happen is they're going to become a specialty thing, and it'll end up costing more. I don't want that.
I want to say this. If you're going to charge me $16 for a soda and pretzel bites, you deserve to go under.
Right. Heights Top says 8, and Timothy Olsen says, I'm going to give it a 7. Alrighty. And then we have Ethereal Dragon saying 8, and Joe saying 7. All right. And we've got Tim K saying, I'll go 9 here. Also, is that Georgie's little sailboat on the ground? No, that's Thor's like shin guard, but yes, it kind of does look like Georgie's sailboat. Thor versus Dracula gets a 10 from Davis Sonowitz. All righty. Let's see. 9 from Jackson Raykirk, and Ice Top saying Ancient Norse God versus Old Decrepit Vampire, and Glinzer gives it a 10. Let's see. 8 from Eddie saying Horror Elements on Thor, Dark Tone, if it was entertaining, not felt boring. So we give that an 8 from him. And we have Maranya saying Thor 333, atmospheric cover, tells a story and sells the book like a good cover should. Scored a Hammer Time 10. That's One Slick says 8. Dracula's face looks messed up, almost undiscernible. Not the best job on the fog either. Voting is free. Please cast your vote, says Eric and Boyd. I agree with that sentiment. 8 from Rhaegar and 10 from In a Disguise. Okay. Let's see. That cover screams by the superhero comic. Manny says 9. And oh bother, says Dark Admiral, being another Dior. And, there you go. Let's get the stop on that one.
Rigger says, I must say I'm liking the trend in new panelists here. What do you mean by that? Expand further.
I thought it was Jackson said that.
I think they're saying actual females instead of old guys with boobs. I think that's what he's getting at right there. Okay, so
why is he assuming gender?
This is what's going on, kids. We've got 3 7s, and that knocks out 3 of those 9 10s.
Rager and Jackson are the same person if you haven't figured it out yet.
Right, but then we have 8 8s. Taking out the last 6 of those 10s and 2 of those 5 9s. This ends up in the 9 category, ladies and gentlemen.
And Rager, there's no way you can sneak in a soda can or snacks at these places anymore. They watch you like a hawk now. I've seen people that have just like.
That's not true. That's way not, dude. That's why I wear cargo shorts. I mean, kids, so I could sneak whatever the freaking heck I want.
And then when you open up the soda, everywhere.
First of all, you do a bottle. You open up a little bit so it releases some of the carbon out, and then you open it up the full way.
No,
the hard thing that I've discovered is I can't bring in like the full chicken dinners and all the kind of stuff I used to bring in. All righty, it is RDV's turn, and he's going to start us on Captain America, issue number 332.
Captain America, no more. Wow. He looks defeated.
Yeah.
He just found out Sam's taking over his spot.
Not at this point.
No. Honestly, I'm gonna go with an 8.
All right. Okay, Cheryl's.
I feel like it's lacking colors, but I feel like that's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
Because it seems very depressing looking. I'll probably side with RDV on this with an 8.
I did not tell her to side with me.
I'm pretty sure Shirley has a mind of her own. Let's just go with that.
Exactly.
Okay.
I am
Bless
not
their
texting
sisters.
her.
Oh man, this is really powerful. The lighting kind of strikes you about it. It's like it's really bright, but it seems kind of
Washed out by the lights.
yeah. It's such an interesting piece. I think it's too poignant an image for me to just say it's merely very good. So I will give it a 9 because it's
right.
a really powerful statement.
How about you, Melissa?
Let's see. I think I kind of feel like I'm leaning toward an 8. I think it's very good. I just kind of feel like maybe the color, just something about it feels kind of it's a powerful pose, but something maybe has the lighting or the distance or something. It also something feels like it's a little weakened by something.
Well, probably the lighting. I mean, when you look at the stars overhead that rendered in the black and the blue, it wouldn't make sense for them to be that dark if the flag and everything else is washed out, and so is Captain America. So that creates a little bit of
A bit
confusion.
dissonance, which is why it's very good and not quite awesome yet. But it is very good. It's definitely getting an 8.
All right. And LK, what said you?
This is a 10 for me because it works in so many ways. I'm sure that the story, 330, 331 leading up to this, had the readers just, anticipating, oh my God, what's going to happen? And then you get the cover here, as well as it works for somebody who hadn't been picking up Captain America. You see this on the stands and you're going to be like, what? And also too, it works really well for how they merge the trade dress in there. So yeah, I'm giving it a 10.
I bet you most kids don't even know who that president is up there.
Eric.
Yeah, they do because of money.
They don't know his name though.
In Disneyland.
Might be right about that.
It's written right there.
I am going to I'm going to score this a 10, and I agree with Dark Admiral. The Abe Lincoln in the corner box is a nice touch.
It
is.
And in case anybody wants to read this story, this is basically part 1 of 19.
Wow.
Because it goes all the way through 350. And it introduces John Walker as the replacement Cap. And
so you're saying we should start this on Friday?
No. but it's a hell of a story.
All right.
So
RDB.
Was there a specific reason for the Lincoln in the corner?
Just because America's symbol, you kind of think of Lincoln, and this is kind of like he's so like a tear coming out of his eye or something.
Okay, so it was only on this cover.
Right,
It wasn't like some recognition of like 300, 200 years.
No, it was just like I like to drive the point home. It basically America. It's almost like America no more there. And
yeah. All right.
Like
and, RDV, what do you give it?
Well, I'll go back and change my score. What I said earlier, from 8 to a 9. I'll bump it up.
Oh, I started with you. That's right. Okay. I'm sure there's going to be an 8 somewhere. Let's see. You guys have mentioned a couple of things, and one thing I think makes it brilliant is the fading of the colors as he loses faith in the country itself. And it's never the country. I don't think anybody loses faith in America. Nobody loses faith in the Constitution. The Constitution is set up for you to be free. And nobody loses faith in that. I think they lose faith in the government.
I mean,
that's what happens.
That's what it was in this story.
Yeah, that's what happens in the Secret Empire. That's what's happening here. And that, I think, is the big difference between that and the new Secret Empire as well. So when we're looking at this, it's not just the faded colors as he's losing faith. The stripes that are bleeding down actually begin to break up before they even reach the bottom.
Well, is there red supposed to symbolize the blood that was shed for freedom?
Maybe. Well, that is actually supposedly what the colors are for. But
now
I just think it's amazing. I think that little touch is just absolutely fantastic. Plus, of course, as it was mentioned, Abe Lincoln, this one gets a 10 from me. All right, let's get to the chat. And Good Dog Press is saying 10, and so does Timothy. All right. And Ethereal Dragon says 8. Ice Top says 10. We've got Glinzer saying 9, and so does Joe. And Eddie says for Sacrifice 10. So 2 9s and a 10. Next up, we have Jackson saying 9. Cap's mad at his horrible paint job. Boom is saying 7. Alrighty. 10 from Dark Admiral. Abe in the corner box sold me. Actually, he was completely against selling people, just saying. In a Disguise says 7. I like the symbolism, but the art is not great. Alrighty. And we have a 9 from Rhaegar.
We'll go back up to Eric Boyd, who pursued a 9.
Oh, I missed Eric Boyd. 9 from Eric Boyd. Thank you. Brian says somewhat muted coloring. Give it a 7. And Maranya is saying Captain America 332. This should have been in the Quitters cover battle. Symbolic flag backgrounds that bleed in anguish like Captain America. Score a patriotic 10. All right, one slick dude is throwing in an 8, saying, I know it's supposed to represent blood, but just look like they let the ink run off the page. All right, and then MK says, Captain America, I heard they race swapped him. That's his reaction, 10 out of 10. It's dark, moody, depressing, like he's lost all hope and will end himself. I hope not. Alrighty. One of the greatest lessons learned in comic books is with life comes hope.
Yeah.
All right. 10 says Dave for Captain America, the indie comic Psychotron by Doug Garrett did a tribute to this. All right. We got another 10, and we have if you're correct, they don't know who Abraham Lincoln is. And looks like those are the scores. Let's get the stop. And this is where we stand right now. 3 7s are knocking at the door of those 10s here. We've got 5 8s also taken down. Oh my gosh, we got 7 9s. That's going to wipe out the rest of those 11 10s. I actually thought maybe this was going to be the first 10 of the night. Nope, barely missed it here, but barely made it. No, it didn't make it. Really missed. It was a near miss. It is in the 9s. Whoops, what happened? Here it is. In the 9 category, ladies and gentlemen. All righty. Let's move on to the next, and it is Cheryl's turn to start us off. You get the Incredible Hulk, issue number 287.
Yeah, that's colorful. That's the one I kind of like. What are the characters in the rainbow there?
Starting off in the purple, you have the Gremlin. The blue is the leader. The green is the Abomination. The yellow is Moonstone. The orange is the Rhino. And I do not know who it is in the purple.
In the purple, that's the Puppet Governor.
No, that's too big.
That's rainbow.
That's the Bi Beast.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about the bottom left.
That's the Gargoyle.
Did I say the Gremlin?
Not the
Gargoyle. No, that's the Gremlin. I thought it was called Gremlin.
I don't know. Obviously, he looks like Puppetine. So
anywho, there you go. Cheryl's, what do you think?
Is he supposed to be wearing shorts or is it pants?
Those are pants.
Those are pants that have been ripped by the growth.
Okay.
If he was shorts, it'd be kind of disturbing. He'd rip.
I thought he usually wore shorts, or maybe it's just I'm used to like the cinematic.
Very from artist to
There have been iterations where it's been more shorts, like
almost like capri pants.
These are almost clam diggers. They're right about there.
They flare. They're pretty good.
So what do you think?
I'm gonna have to give it an 8 as well.
Okay.
I actually like the colors. I'm all about colors.
Always focusing on colors.
Lester Sisters. Oh, before you go, I did notice, by the way, we have a lot of extra guests here. By all means, if you're new and you're thinking, well, I don't know, am I allowed to put my voice in? Yes, by all means. Let us know what you think along with everybody else. Even if you just want to go, give it an 8.
And if you haven't already done so, please click that like button, hit the subscribe, make sure that notification bell is rung, and also if you're watching this on your smartphone, make sure that your notification settings are turned on.
To all.
Also, check out the Ko-Fi link in the description box below.
He's a better salesman than I am, by the way. All right, Lester Sisters, what do you think about this particular cover?
I love the colors. It's creative, but I feel like it's a little muddled. I mean, I think in its messaging, like I'm not quite sure what it's trying to communicate, except maybe if there were more ponies, it would be good. But
ponies would help get the point across.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like if it's like Hulk throwing down with Rainbow Bright, then okay, now maybe we've got something. But that would be pretty crazy to try that. I will give this I think I'll give this a 7.
All right.
It's fine.
Oh, and Hulk's well drawn.
Hulk well drawn. Sorry.
Hulk well drawn. I think I'll give it a 7 too.
Okie dokie. LK, what do you think?
Well, originally I was going to give this a 5, but it gets a bonus point for having Moonstone on the cover and a bonus point for the Columbia 10-speed racer banner, so it moves up to a 7.
Yeah. Which, by the way, for the people who are sending me the emails when we do these things, no, I am not trying to give anybody a 10-speed bike. Stop asking. It's not going to happen. Okay? All right. Okay, so what do you think, Eric?
Wrong end of the rainbow. I guess they're talking about the Bi Beast.
Exactly.
Can we point out, DC was giving you a chance to be in the Superman movie. Marvel said, "Yeah, we'll give you a bike."
Yeah. But we also had the best one though was the Toys R Us shopping spree.
That's true.
Ooh.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Here,
40
40 years later, kids, it still gets oohs and ahs. All right, Aaron.
I'm going to go 8 on this.
Okay. And RDV.
Wrong end of the rainbow. I guess he's getting arrested. He scuffed the rainbow.
Take your gold?
It is interesting though, but it's like, are rainbows considered to be evil now because all the villains are associated with the rainbow?
Well, now.
I mean, back then, look at this, all his villains are in the rainbow.
Are those just the ugliest leprechauns ever?
Right?
Well, the one that left might be a leprechaun. We don't know.
I'm guessing Glorian was the villain in this issue. Because that villain used the rainbow.
Calling Glorian? Yeah.
Glorian.
No. The Hulk looks kind of like caught off guard. It's kind of bulky drawing. I hope his leg is not broken. It looks kind of deformed. But I do like the villains in the background. It reminds me of No Way Home, the Cloud villains. I'm going to give it an 8.
All right. And I'm going to agree with that 8. I think it's a very good cover. I like the rainbow. When I saw this cover, because I'm like, okay, what is a really good? What's a best? And then I saw this, I was like, forget the best. This needs to go up there, especially with the fact that the rainbow used to be for everybody, and now it seems to be only for one segment of the population. Let's look at it when it was for
everyone.
Comic book villains. All righty, so there you go.
Right. Like the rainbow taste. I was going to say, you should like
to the chat here, and let's see. Glimser says 10. Ice Top says 7, and Eric and Boyd says 8. All righty, and then we have Timothy saying 4. Hulk is looking fabulous. Okay. My voice broke. Okay, let's see. Pink is Tri-Man. Okay, or Bi Beast, says Eric and Boyd. 8 from Dark Admiral. Joe says 8, and Vavavoon goes all the way down to 5. All righty. Next up, we have 7 from Rhaegar and Manny from Good Dog Press. Next up, crap, the Lantern Emotional Spectrum versus the Hulk. Give it a 10, says MK. 7 from Rhaegar and Ethereal Dragon. All righty. Let's see. Into Disguise says 5. Ew, can't see all the characters because of the shading. Next up, we have Hulk in Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Only color rainbow, but 5, says Eddie Raymond. And then we've got 30 watching. Wow, Shirls needs to show up more often.
She was just asking, it's like, there's a lot of people watching. This is normal. I said, it's because I told them you were going to join.
Okay, there you go. Brian Stam says 8 for me. Not a fan of the rainbow background. The Hulk does stand out. Alrighty. And we have donate here. This is from the comic book Frog. Donate here at Ko-Fi. You can find the link in the description.
Because it's not in the description. I had to go find it.
Wait, I thought I put it in the description. I always do that.
You put the patron.
Ah, bloody hell. All right. Yeah. If anybody does Patreon anymore. Let's see. To my friends that came in tonight, please consider subscribing. These are streams on a regular basis along with a Saturday night auction.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun. So it's a lot of fun, and we do welcome anybody.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Go pin that what I just put, that comic frog thing link. Since you don't have it in your description, pin it. The chat.
Ah, good idea. Yes, like I said,
it's the only kind I have there, sir.
I have yet to see evidence of that, but you just never steered me wrong.
Don't deny it.
You have never steered me wrong. I do have to admit that.
I don't use steering wheels.
All righty, 10 from Davis Sonowitz saying 10 for the Hulk. Love everything about this cover, including the box art top and bottom, the diamond price tag, the 10 Speed Racer Hulk rules, says Davis Sonowitz. Hulk, where have you been? I invested so much in 1970s and 80s Hulk, and they're all at the flea market because they didn't sell here. Oh, my goodness. But he gives this a 10. All righty, next up, MARANYA saying Hulk 267. Hulk should be bigger and meaner on this book. Rainbow cover is confusing as to why it's being used. No tasting Skittles score of a 6. Did anyone actually ever win the bike? I have no idea. You know, when I did that video about the advertisements in comics, though, I did have a lot of people commenting, I got this, I got that. You know what? I should do a video about the comments talking about what
that seems like something worthy of a documentary.
I bet you people got the bike, probably said it sucked. Probably wasn't put well.
Shirley says, this is definitely interesting. I'll consider joining again. She bought it. So anyway, One Slick says a 10-speed bike. Are you kidding? He can't even get glasses. That is so freaking true.
It is scientifically proven that when
I saved up the money. I got the money for my glasses. I got the money. Hey, can I get $200 for the? Okay, yeah. The one skip dude is here tonight. Remember, I skipped him. Yeah, but you said a 10-speed bike. Where did I skip your score? Did I skip one skip?
Comments.
Did I skip one skip again?
Hulk's pose looks painful while its color is full. It also makes it hard to make out a few lines of the character. So I was right before my donation.
Hey, I know it's supposed to represent blood, but it. Oh wait, I went too far.
It's right under Brian Storm. I just read it off.
I swear to God, it's like okay, there we go. You know what, dude?
It's okay. I'll shill and take over the channel.
I am. I don't know. I don't know why.
Come to me if you've been skipped. All my brethren.
One skip, dude. Oh, I went back up. I literally couldn't see his. Okay. All righty. Let's get this one down. Let's get the stop up there. And this is what we've got so far. We got 1-4 knocking out one of those 3 10s. No 9s tonight. Then we've got 3 5s taking out 3 of those 9 8s. And then we've got 8 7s. And ladies and gentlemen, that wins as it takes out the rest of the. And we've got a low scoring comic. Well, low. It's still good. It's still good. It's in the good column.
I'm liking this. Did you see what Andrew Marsh Harris said? He said sailed right over him.
Sailed right. All righty. Next up, the Lester sisters will start us off on number 4.
Okay.
Right? Yes, number 4, and that is Excalibur number 8.
Hey, cool.
Rain.
Oh goodness.
Oh, what a fun cover. What, Megan? Nightcrawler, great characters already.
It's a terrific illustration. It has a terrific illustration, and that's fun mood.
It's so.
I'm walking here.
It's kind of mundane, but that's kind of fun too, right? Like
and the juxtaposition,
right? Like, okay, they're superheroes and they're and they're in New York. But
Do you recognize the blonde?
yes, I do. I love Megan. She's great. So
Yeah, she has no
okay,
shoes on.
well, you know, so I have to give it a 10 because there's Megan.
It's a great combination of environmental effects, the perspective in the background spot on.
Yep, the buildings are well rendered.
It's a really entertaining. It's a very entertaining cover, but you can still follow. They're covered with the coloring, so you know where the emphasis is. But if you look in the background, it adds to the humor and the appeal of the piece. It's excellent.
All right. What do you give it, Melissa?
Also 10.
All righty. LK.
Well, at first I was about to go, oh yeah, Alan Davis, and then I looked at the signature and I'm like, oh my God, this is Northern California artist Ron Lim.
I love him on Common America.
Yeah. So was a Rubinstein as well.
Goodness.
I mean, beyond the fact that Excalibur, especially the first 30, 40 issues, are one of my favorite runs. This is such a 10 because, well, first off, for people that don't know, they were, a UK-based superhero team after when Kitty and Kurt came over because they thought the X-Men were dead because of the incident in Dallas, when in fact they got transported to the Australian outback. But anyways, so it's just funny seeing them now here in Manhattan. You've got the great expression on Cap Britain going like, I've just gone from one rainy place to another. The little snicker there on Kitty's face as Kurt gets splashed is awesome. I love everything about this. It's a great Ron Lim piece because I initially didn't think it was him. So yeah, this is a 10.
All righty. Eric.
I'm also going to give us a 10, one for every minute it took Ron Lim to bang this out. Because he's like, no, that's a compliment. So he was, when you absolutely positively need a book drawn overnight, that's who you went to.
Yeah.
All right.
And you couldn't tell he could do it and not suffer.
That's a Jack Kirby. Well, in his prime, Jack Kirby was like that. He was a workhorse.
Jack Kirby drew in molasses compared to Ron Lim.
All righty. Okay, if we want to go there. One thing I will say, you got to back it up because Joe Simon and Jack Kirby opened an office. So after they were working at Fox Studios, they would go into their own studio and they would work. They did. That's what they did. All right. So RDV, what do you think?
Well, the first thing that popped in my head, or at least the first thing I saw, was the guy Rachel Summers over there, who's just anti-male now, apparently. She's got a dominatrix off. He's like, there's men. Hold my arm on glare. I'm like,
no, that's now.
Yeah.
You guys pointed out the cab. I'm like, I'm looking. There's rust on the bottom of that cab underneath the signatures. It's kind of cool seeing that. It's not the shade.
Rust and mud, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why would mud be in New York City?
Well, they're not in New York City though.
Yeah.
In the UK, aren't they?
No, it's in Manhattan.
This one though, if you look, it's Mayhem and Manhattan. So they're.
So what do you score this?
Honestly, I love covers that show kind of like a water, rain, puddles. This is really great. It's got the two lightsabers in the title. It's in Manhattan. We got the floating heads at the corner box.
Maybe Letterman.
They're the only white people there and a bunch of gray people there. Jeez. Apparently they're all malnourished.
Good way to separate the noise of the characters in the background and your heroes in the foreground.
So what do you score this, RDV?
I'm giving this a 10, but as far as for intelligence, Megan needs to put on shoes.
Poor thing.
Shirls.
I was actually going to comment on the whole shoes thing. Is she not supposed to wear anything during the rain?
She never wears shoes.
No.
Yeah, she never wore shoes.
She usually flies just over the ground. So
why is she still acting like she's in high heels?
Because she's
Have
not.
you ever seen Ron Lim's early work?
Probably.
Like X Mutants and stuff like that?
Everybody's
Hero
tiptoeing.
Alliance. Everybody's in spike heels.
Well,
what do you score this, Shirls?
I would give this a 9 because it took me a second to see Kurt was even there because his blue was kind of blending with the blue behind him. But I would give this a 9.
All righty.
I saw his feet. I think I ran over it first.
I'm going to agree with the 10s. I kind of, this caught my eye. When I was going through Excalibur, this immediately caught my eye as something interesting. And the more I look at it, the more that's been explained. Captain Britain's expression is awesome. I actually do like the fact that Megan is tiptoeing. It took me a little bit to notice that. But really, what sells it is the different reactions. I mean, obviously, Kurt being the furry one getting wet is not going to like it. The giggle coming from Kitty, the I don't want to be here from Captain Britain. It's all brilliant. All right, going to the chat, we've got a 9 from Timothy Olsen, an 8 from Glenzer, and a 9 from Rhaegar.
I feel like if the cab sped by Nightcrawler, he might go and like teleport off.
We have a 9 from Ice Tops, 8 from Joe, and an 8 from Eric and Boyd. So 2 8s and a 9.
Well, he's from like Germany or something, so maybe he's a phrase. Wasn't he in the
Is that
monastery?
David Letterman in the background? I know, right? The blonde guy kind of looks that way, right, Dark Emma? Excalibur gets a 9, multiple characters, great art, but it needs action, says Dave Asanowitz.
He looks like a guy who's
Dark
afraid of
Admiral
vehicles.
says 8, mostly great coloring. The rain takes a bit away, says Brian Stam, but he doesn't give a number. Do you have, or did you already? No number on that, Brian. If you have one coming up, 8 can tell he's not going to knock the bar off the high jump. Okay, all right, that gets an 8. And then we have looks impressive, styling on the street, giving movie story vibes. Eddie says 9. All righty. And then 7, Ron Lim, great in space, not great on Earth.
It is kind of weird though, because it is raining, and I only see like 2 umbrellas in there.
6 from Ethereal Dragon. All right. And we've got an 8 from One Slick. Very crowded. Why would the heroes be on the street in the crowd? And if that's supposed to be the back of a yellow cab, that's poorly drawn. All righty. And then we have Manny giving this a 6.
Looks like he's trying to
Boom says 8. A lot of work went into it. Background is technically good. The crowd with the background, crowd in muted colors behind the vibrantly colored superheroes, making them pop, but not a great concept. So
it looks more like Captain Britain's trying to hail a cab there.
And then who is the chick with the mullet again? That was Megan. Excalibur number 8, atmospheric cover, says Maranya. Rendered well, no mayhem on the cover though. It's a bit misleading. Score a rainy 10
with the mullet.
Yeah, no, Rachel's the mullet.
Mullet.
Oh, Rachel. Okay.
Rachel
had a chance to get a Ron Lim. That's I love Ron Lim. I wish he had current ongoing. Do we have scores? MK says the girl looks like a Chetera from Thundercats. A little love. A little love for it. The pouring rain. Love the dreary look, says 9. Alrighty. And Brian says 8. Okay. Wow. Let's get the stop, and we will take this one down. This is what we got so far for this one, ladies and gentlemen. 2 6s and 1 7 helps to take down 3 of those 7 10s, leaving 4 left, which we've got 7 8s, and that takes care of those, and then 3 of those 9s, by the way. But we've got more 9s. All right, so this goes to the 9. Wait, is that right? 3, 3, 8, and 7 goes to the now. Yep, it goes to the 9s. All right.
To answer Jackson's question, yeah, Ron Lim is still working. Last thing I specifically recall, he was doing one of those Silver Surfer retro series with Ron Martz.
All righty, then LK, you start us off.
Oh,
the NAM number 20.
Oh, the NAM. Boy, sorry, I don't like this. The figures almost remind me of these blocky action figures that were not even knockoff GI Joes that you could find at the discount store when I was a kid. I'm giving this. I'll be nice and give it a 5.
All right. How about you, Eric?
I'm not sure. That's it. He's basically the helicopter's coming to pick up the wounded soldier and wounded something.
Yeah.
Either that or the one guy is.
No, that's what's going on. Actually, that's why I like this. It tells the story. You see the guy laying, you know he's wounded. You've got them lowering it down enough that they could hook up the wire to him, and they've done it. The guy's pulling on the rope. He's giving the thumbs up. I thought that's why I included this. I thought this was a good storytelling cover.
I'm going to give it a 9.
All righty. And RDV, what said you?
Well, Shirley had to go because she's getting ready. She has work tomorrow morning, but she said.
Well, I appreciate her stopping in for as long as she could.
Yep, she said she appreciated being here. You guys are all kind, and then she also said that she did not do what I told her yesterday. I told her.
All right.
Great having her.
Oh, John Candy's on here too. On the left there. The NAM. Still haven't read a single issue of this. I do own a few though. I just never really got around to reading it. Bob and Camp. I'm not sure that is. Bob Layton. I don't know. And some Campbell. I don't know. Honestly, I love the detail on the rocks behind them. Everything you can tell it's been fought. You know, there's a lot of craters stuff. Maybe from explosions or gunfire, people walking around. You got the helicopter lowering down to them. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm gonna give this I'm gonna give it a 9.
All righty. Lester's, what do you think?
It's fine. It's kind of interesting. The helicopter's up top.
Interesting work with the ground texture.
Yeah, that's true. That's nicely rendered. The colors, I guess, are okay. I guess a 7.
Yeah, I think 7. Yeah.
All right, so we got 2 7s, and LK started us off. So yeah, once again, that's why I put this up here. I thought it was a very interesting cover, well drawn. Good perspective. I instantly knew what was going on with it, and I know the book. It's a great book, by the way. Chuck Dixon did a lot of writing on this, and so I really enjoyed the cover. I think it's very good. I'm gonna give it an 8. And let's go to the chat where Ice Tops is giving this a 10, and we've got a 6 from American Boyd and an 8 from Glenzer and Joe. So we've got 2 8s and a 6. And then we've got an 8 from, a 5 from Ethereal Dragon. And looks like a good war comic, says Ice Tops. And yes, it is. Yes, it is. And that was a 5 from Ethereal Dragon joining LK. Not a great drawing for the soldiers, for Brian, he says, as he gives it a 5 already. And 7 from MK. Alrighty.
Okay.
Let's see, 9. I like this one better than the others. Good use of perspective and detail. It's pretty good, says One Slick. Alrighty. 9 for the Nom, says Dave. We've got a 7 from Dark Admiral. And Cheryl's left. So how will RDV know how to score?
She's telling me right now. Bye.
The concept is awesome, says Boom. Awesome. And the cover is storytelling, but the art is a bit muddled and the wounded soldier somehow doesn't stand out. Figure work is not the best, which takes it down to a 7. All righty. See, that's thank you, by the way, for everybody putting in. I love your comments and such. And if you ever wonder, no, I don't feel bad when people grade these books lower because everybody's got opinions and it's great to hear all of them. Good Dog Press says 9. All righty. And Maranya says the Nom, number 20, the super well-drawn art is harmed by the not-so-realistic coloring. The Captain America 322 style corner box pushes this back up to a chopper 10. Not proper, chopper. Get it? Because okay, there you go. Bob Kemp, that's why I was getting Ren and Stimpy vibes, says Jackson, giving it a 7. Timothy Olsen gives us an 8. And Shirley says, sorry, guys. I was no warned how horrible it is to be on mobile. I really enjoyed it. Thanks for having me. Absolutely welcome anytime.
She's calling me out because I didn't tell her.
Also, I give this a 7, lack of colors for me personally. All right. Oh, she's calling you out because you didn't tell her being on mobile on this is a lot harder.
I just sent the link. Way she does it. It's here. It's here.
It's up to her. Get to the chopper. There you go. Rhaegar's giving it a 7. All right. And let's see. Everyone give options first after ranked. Some people do. I like hearing the opinions when despite the art, I would still buy it for the story. Military fan here says Brian. Brian, this is one of my favorite war comics. It's actually one of my first too. I mean, I had read some war comics, but this was one of the first ones. Is like, I'm committed. I am buying this to the end of the series. All right. Oh, hello to Star Wars. Hello, folks. Just discovered this channel. Recently enjoying these covers, remembering a lot of these. Well, one being horrible, 2 being, well, 1 being god-awful, 2 being horrible, 3 being very bad, 4 being bad, 5 being meh, gives you no emotion whatsoever. 6 is average, 7 is good, 8 is very good, 9 is awesome, 10 super awesome. What do you score this? Let us know. And welcome. I hope you enjoy it. Seriously. All righty. That being said, I am going to start with Sergeant Rocks. Yeah, I probably read one of those first. But like I said, I was a loyal fan to this. All right, let's get this stop. And once again, Star Wars, if you want to throw in your vote, it will count. But as it goes right now, we are looking at 3 5s, knocking down those 2 10s and one of those 5 9s. And then 1 6, knocking down to 3 9s. And then we've got 7 7s, getting rid of those 3 9s, the 4 8s, and that's where we stand at the 7. All righty, still good.
Still good.
Still good. Okay, and we are going to move to the 6th cover of the evening, and I think it's my turn to start us. So, Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man number 66. All righty. I thought this was an oddball of a cover. Like, I looked at it, I was like, what the honest hell is going on here? And then I realized, and it made, first of all, I love the height perspective when you look around. But what I found out when I was looking at it, he is causing so much electricity go on. Everything around him is being washed out. It's become so bright that you can hardly see it anymore. And it's just them, just what you see here. And I thought that was kind of a cool concept. I like all the little details. You can read all over the signs and what's going on. The comic code, by the way, is right beside him. It's not in the corner where it normally would. But if you look hanging off the building, you'll see the comics code. And then you've got Dance Little Sister and Girls, 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 the whole 9 yards. There's so much detail to this. I enjoy it thoroughly. I'm giving it a 9. How about you, Eric?
I'm giving it a 10 for the shameless self-promotion alone.
Oh, of the Epic Illustrated?
Yes.
That too. All righty. RDV, what do you say? Oh, he's not around? Okay. Melissa and Amy, why don't you give us your score and when he comes back?
All righty.
Oh, here he is. RDV.
I'd say that's shocking that you're going to skip me. Epic Illustrated. I'm going to imagine that's a magazine. This is the 90s.
What is it? I don't know.
It's a magazine.
Yeah.
It's like they're standing on the Epic Illustrated building. What would you score this, RDV?
Well, considering they got the girls in the background, what kind of comic book is this? Looks kind of weird. You know what reminds you of girls? Remember the Sonic the Hedgehog from Archie?
Yeah.
Yeah, the white background and had the little color and stuff that was drawn on
Oh,
it.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Introduce back.
Yeah, it's like you're playing the Sega version of like the Las Vegas one or the pinball.
Yep.
You know?
Like the Nighttime Zone or something like that. Mm-hmm.
Dan's little sister. Wow, this is getting really rated R here. Is this an Eric Larson book?
No, this is far before. What do you score this?
I'm gonna give it an 8. I just
right.
the way his legs are kind of like his left leg is really twisted, and I'm sorry. This is I don't care for the epic thing. I think it looks too hokey.
Okay, Lester Sisters.
5.
Okay,
Maybe.
don't care for it all. How about you?
It's just confused. It's I don't
Okay.
know.
All righty, what do you think, Melissa?
I think a good word for me would be ambivalent. which
Which
means
one's ambivalent?
ambivalent.
No, I know what the word means, but which number would
That's
be?
5.5.
Yeah, that
I
would
think
be
I'd give it a
6.
7.
If you have no feeling whatsoever, that's a 5.
Oh no, that's indifferent. Ambivalent means to have strong opposing feelings. Both feel something really good about something and something bad. Like I feel like the perspective of this is very unusual, but I kind of feel like the characters, the way they're blacked out and stuff like that, it makes them the least pleasant thing to look at, and you want that to be the thing you want to look at most. So it's like some things went right, some things went wrong. So that's why I'm going to give it like a 7 because I'm impressed by the perspective. And
all righty, LK.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Melissa. I appreciate that you were trying something new and something daring. It doesn't work for me, but I appreciate the attempt, so it's a 7.
All righty. And let's see, going to the chat, Star Wars rated the Nom a 6. I did add that before. And let's see, Glinzer's giving this one a 10 and Ice Tops a 6. All righty, this is all over the place, man. 4 from Rhaegar, not liking it, giving it an actual bad. 7 for American Boyd. All righty, and we've got, I just got instant epilepsy looking at this cover, says Rhaegar. Dark Admiral gives it an 8, a 7 from Joe, and Brian saying, hate the background, but the figures pop, giving it an 8. So 2 8s and a 7. All righty. Let's see. We have 7 from Ethereal Dragon. Yep, do the epical illustrated plug. Yep. Let's see. Eddie is giving it a 7, saying this one messed my eyes, can't focus. And a 7 from One Slick, saying too many signs, not enough buildings, poor building perspective. So we've got 3 7s. 1, 2, 3. And let's see. Great concept, great illustration. Love the perspective, says va boom. This is a 10. All right. And let's see. Welcome to Star Wars MCU OG and boom, says MK. Covers by Ed Hannigan and Al Milgram. 7, says Jackson. All righty. Let's see. Epic Illustrator was Marvel's tamer version of Heavy Metal. MARANYA saying Spectacular Spider-Man 66, where Spidey and Electro were much bigger. Bronze Age buffoonery and product placement overrides the major flaws and pushes the score to a 10. We have a 10 from Dave Asanowitz saying, for Spidey, the draftsmanship in this is pretty epic. Ha! Let's see. Spinning MK, a shockingly epic cover. I'll go 9. All righty. 8 from Black Spiders. How you doing, sir? And Manny from Good Dog Press says 6. And we've got a 7 from Star Wars MCU. All righty. And Timothy Olsen's giving it a 5. All right. And there we go. Let's get a stop on that and see where we landed here. We have 5 10s, and then we've got 1 4, 2 5s, and then 3 6s, taking out those 5 10s and one of the 2 9s, leaving 7 or 9 7s to wipe out all of those 8s in that last 9. And this, ladies and gentlemen, ends up in the 7s. All righty. Still looking for that very elusive 10. As so far, it's been 3 9s and 3 7s. And right now, I'm feeling like we could take a little bit of a break. And I could say, I don't have a topic. Okay, I'll tell you what. Gonna do first come, first serve. I need a topic, ladies and gentlemen. Put it in the comments. Alrighty. Yeah, I just realized I don't have a topic for a cover poll. What are we doing next? I don't know. No 10s in the 80s unless it was a Perez cover, says Jackson. So what should we do next? I want to know. First come, first serve. Let's see who's got a topic in there.
I'll actually say, how about the later X-Men, like the 80s X-Men?
Homage covers, says Dark Admiral. All right. Homage covers it is. So wait a second. Homage covers?
Like
okay.
Tributes to other covers?
Yeah, that would be tributes to other covers. So here's what I need. Here's what I need from you guys. Eric, if you could think of some, or LK, any of you, what homage covers would you like to do? Like, think of the original, and it gets homaged a lot. So what are you thinking?
Well,
Isn't there only one of them? And everybody's
okay. Say this is how it works. Action Comics #1. Now now we're going to rank Action Comic #1 homage comics. So name a classic comic book cover. Go.
Now you're not talking about trying to build an entire show around one cover's homages, are you?
Yeah,
that's what that was the topic.
No.
Okay, sorry, man. I thought it would be good, but
if you want to do the work, be my guest. But that is going to be a nightmare to try and look up.
Okay, you know what? One slick dude movie adaptation covers.
Because I honestly don't want to see Death of Captain Marvel 30 times.
Well, I said because you mentioned Action Comics #1. Amazing Spider-Man 306 is a great homage cover to that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we should do is like pick out homage covers, but not try to do it for one book.
But yeah, that's the thing. If you do Action Comics #1, but then you have, say, and this is just an example. Amazing Spider-Man 300's been homaged a lot. Superman #1's been the one where the Paeta cover is been everywhere and everything.
I thought
that's what it would be.
I thought you were talking about doing the show around the homaged. The covers that are homaging the original.
Yeah, I don't want just like
we would be doing Spider-Man 306, not Action #1.
Right. Yes.
Yes, that is exactly what he means.
Yes.
So the show would be.
I'll tell you what.
List of 12 homage covers to Action Comics.
I got a better idea where I can include the chat this time. Here we go. I'm taking the first. Let's see. I'm taking the first 4 homage covers. Silver Age Batman. That would be Batman that starts in 1960, and okay, and then we would have Tim Sale's work. Tim Sale covers, and covers based on movies and TV shows.
Like Quantum Heat.
That would work.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would work either, too.
That'd be mostly Dell and Gold Key.
I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. All righty, kids. There we go. Poll is up. All righty. And let's see.
You know, it's the best homage cover to Spider-Man 300.
What?
Spider-Man 301.
I think I see all the variants currently for Amazing Spider-Man and everything else. They're all they are is Todd McFarlane covers variants.
Right. Alrighty. I want to put my 2 cents in here, and there we go. Alrighty. And everybody watching, feel free to vote and tell us what we're doing next.
Come on, Silver Age Batman.
I feel differently. I have been wanting to do movie and TV adaptations for a long time now. So
I think we might be alone on that island, sir.
Yeah, sir. Just like Tim Sale covers.
I
think we're alone
Tim
on that
Sale's
island.
awesome.
Yeah, but I'd say, I mean, the problem is, yeah, he's awesome, and it's probably the show's probably going to be nothing but 9s and 10s, which, you know, again,
no, there'll be a lot of 4s.
You're crazy people. All right, so let's go. We're gonna start round 2, and Eric, we're back to you, and you get Cloak and Dagger, issue number 4.
6.
All righty.
It's just there.
Just there. All righty, RDV, what do you think?
Wow. Cloak and Dagger, 4-issue limited series, True Confessions. That is just a weird cover. 6.
All righty. Lester Sisters?
I like the thin lines. That's kind of a cool approach. The colors are minimal, but it doesn't have a lot of blank white space in it, except on Dagger. That must be Dagger. Because her outfit's white, so that kind of makes sense. So it's nice to see something that's not too bleached out. It's an interesting piece.
It's kind of a sense of this word, a sense of I think they describe it as crystalism.
Yeah.
Or it just you kind of feel cocooned, and there's a kind of serenity to it.
Yeah, it produces an unusually calming experience for a cover, but that is still an emotion. And I do like the thin lines and kind of the jagged angles. They're a little asymmetrical. I get the curve on the outside of some of his, like the orange part of this cape. It tapers more on one side than the other, which is interesting stylistically and not overly correct. So I actually like that. For art, as an art piece, yeah, I think I would give this, I want to say at least an 8.
All righty. How about you, Melissa?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not very familiar with the story of Cloak and Dagger, so I don't know if the emotional, if the serenity or the emotional state of this piece is strange in some way if you know the characters, but just like a standalone piece, it is. It's pretty, and I think I'll give it an 8 too.
Okay, I like this a lot, and one of the things you guys pointed out, I'll point out it as well. The cover is full. Oh wait, I skipped LK. Well, I'll get to you. The color is full of the cover is full of Cloak's cape, except of course where we're highlighting Dagger and the Cloak and Dagger title. They are looking somber. They're looking solemn because at this point in time, they've been living in a church, and this is where they tell how they got their powers and why they do what they do. Because in this miniseries, they're very violent towards drug dealers and people who are exploiting kids because they themselves were runaways and they ended up in the city and they got involved with an illegal experiment, and that's how they ended up getting their powers. So they're very vengeful at this point.
It's just a weird cover because I don't remember him having like striped pajamas as his cloak.
Oh no, that's not stripes. That's shadows. But yes, I've always loved this. I like the emotion of it. I give it a 9. And LK, what do you say?
I understand what you're saying there, but unfortunately, this is just Rick Leonardi being Rick Leonardi, and this just reminds me of 100 different Marvel covers from the middle 80s. This is the very definition of a 6.
All righty. And let's go to the chat who agrees with you guys more than me. Glenzer gives it a 4. Black Spider a 7. All right. And we have an 8 from Ice Tops. Manny's giving it a 5, and so is Dark Admiral. So we've got an 8 and 2 5s. Next up, we have a 6 from Eric and Boyd, an 8 from Eddie, and Shirley saying 7. She's pretty. So it's 6, 7, and 8. All righty. And let's see, MK, Hey DC, Marvel and comic movie covers. I'm down for that. Ethereal Dragon gives this a 6. And we've got, looks like a modern cover, says Glinzer. Shirley saying I'm down for movie and TV show adaptations too. I revoked my vote and placed it in the adaptations. Star Wars saying this cover deserves a 5. Joe says a 7. Brian says a 6. And Vavavoom says 4. Brian says strange composition in the center. Vavavoom says 4. Not a fan of the art style, and nothing about the cover makes me interested in what the story will be inside. This cover wouldn't make me pick up the book off the stand. So we have a 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Can I put mine up to a 9? There's something about the style of it it's different, but I like that. So it's one of those things that grows on me a little more when I look at it.
Eric and Boyd, Dagger's face is just a bit off. One Slick is saying 6. Dagger's hands are not well drawn. I like the use of the cloak's cloak as a background. And we've got light dark, and then we've got a 5 from David Sonowitz for Cloak and Dagger number 4. Artwork is all right, so we have a 6.
For me, personally, it's the giant eyes, and then her hands are drawn by AI.
Giant.
All righty. Let's see. We've got Dave saying, oh, nope, read that one. Yawn 5, says Jackson. All right.
She looks like those, like, what do you remember those fairies, or you see like in like the, or the ones you'd spin them, little toys.
Oh, would fly.
She's got the big fantasy.
She was
face.
a dancer, by the way.
No, but she's got the
saying Cloak and Dagger number 4, simple, effective cloak design frames dagger, emphasizing their symbiotic relationship. Less is definitely more. Wish I could score at multiple 10s to cancel all these low scores.
She's got small lips and a giant eyelids.
Yeah. What, like the Sky Dancers? Is that what you're
You
trying
mean
to
like Christina Ricci?
Sky Dancers.
Let's see. MK is saying Dagger and Starlight look like sisters. I'll go 7.
She almost looks like very elfish.
And we have Rhaegar saying, because it doesn't feel like I'm going to have a seizure while looking at it, I give it a 6. All right. LK is one skippable dude 2.0. Come on, man. What? Oh, 6. Dagger's hands are not well drawn. Like the use of... I read that one. I already read that. I gave him his score. This is a 9. I love it, says Samuel Proctor. All righty. Let's see. Skydancer Maranya wants to 2020 election this cover vote. All righty, here we go, guys. Let's get this one stopped. And what we have here is 3 4s knocking out those one of the 10s and 2 of the 3 9s, 4 5s taking out that last 9 and all of the 8s. And then we have 7 6s knocking out all of those 4 7s, and we land with 3 6s. So, ladies and gentlemen, the lowest scored book of the night so far. All righty, let's get that down. And Eric did this one, RDV. You have WOM number 13.
WOM. Wow. That's how many tries they had to get for Evolution to get the perfect ROM.
Yes.
Saga of the Space Knights. Extra. Peril of the Plunder.
Yeah. I wonder if this is Bill Mantlo.
It's hard.
Maybe
sure writing.
I'm thinking maybe Zach might like this book, but I don't know.
Why?
They all have their hands in the air.
Oh, I didn't even think about
that. Hands.
Goodness.
They're all hailing the rainbow.
I gotta say, one thing I really dig about this, I thought, holy shit, somebody had to render all those ROMs. This isn't, there's no computer copying them as they go down.
And as you look down,
because of that, they have individual looks in their armor as it goes down.
And you notice as it gets like past like the 12th ROM, no one cares anymore. They're all just the same. They're muddled out. Just like the series.
Okay.
No, this is an 8.
An 8. All righty. How about you, Lester Sisters? What do you think?
Oh, it certainly is striking. It looks, I guess, a funny thing to say. It looks very 80s.
Actually, yeah, the 80s is strong with this one.
Yep. Boop, 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 boop. I mean, at least an 8, I would say.
Oh, definitely an 8.
All right. LK.
Yeah, I'll continue the Parade of Eights.
All right. Eric?
How many ROMs does it take to hail a cab?
How many cabs are they bringing?
I'm gonna just go one higher. I'm gonna go 9.
All righty. Yeah, I gotta say, okay, yes, you're right. After you get far back, you're basically looking at random armor, silver things. But I'd still say there's a lot of detail to this cover. And the space background, I like the rainbow colored stairs. Everything's working on this one. I'm not saying it's the bestest cover of all time, but it's worth a 9. I think this cover's pretty awesome.
It is. It creates a very specific look and feel, and that's neat. I do applaud it for its creativity.
And yeah, I did put it up here because it is at least interesting. Glenzer gives it a 9. Black Spiders an 8. All righty. And then we have, hey, some covers have to get the low score, says Rhaegar. Rise My Machine Army, says Eddie. We get an 8, a 6 from Dark Admiral and Erica Boyd. Boom, a 5. So we get a 5, a 6, and an 8. Next up, 7 for Mice Tops. Story by Bill Monolo, art by Sal Bashima, says Jackson Raykirk. And we got a 7 from Joe and a 6 from Shirley, saying it doesn't stand out for her. So 2 7s and a 6. Synthetic Life Form, Symmetry, and Order Rainbow Bridge gives it a 10, says Rhaegar. Let's see. I hope you consider doing another series of 1980s Marvel comic cover books. I consider everything. My thinking is after we do the 90s and then the 2000s, I'm going to change these first 2 days of a new season into where we revisit a title we've already done. Let's see. More Rainbow, says Jackson, giving it an 8. And we have a 9 for WOM, says, WOM. Okay.
WOM.
Got it. That's from David Sonowitz. Loved ROM as a kid. Give it a 9, says Manny. And we have 8 from Brian, saying the pink dragon draws your eyes away. All right. Let's see. The most ideal came up with from Terminator 10, Rise of the Machine Army. All right. And we have Maranya saying ROM 13. What the elf is the rainbow on the cover? Interesting background. Well-rendered ROMs push an otherwise boring cover to a 9. Dark Admiral says it's worth a 9. And then I said, my bad. This is a very good cover. It's Romulan. It's a Roman salute, says Rhaegar. Is this like Hail Ultron or something? What is that pink dinosaur thing in the background? I'll go 8, says MK. All righty. And
sorry, one skip, dude. I see your 7.
7, I don't care for Hitler's salute. Color isn't bad, but not enough thought went into this cover, says One Slick, giving it a 7. And
I got you, bro.
Let's get the stop. And what we got here is 1 5, knocking out one of those 2 10s, and then we've got 2 6s, taking care of 1 10 and 1 9. We have 7 9s, now 6. Which is halved by the 7s, and then that leads us with 8s because we got 9 8s on this one. All righty, and that is that. Our first 8 of the evening. Okay, and this is that was Eric, and this
No,
is
it wasn't me.
That wasn't you.
No, I had the cloak and dagger.
That was me, sir.
Okay. So
Hi,
the Lester sisters get the next one. I hope
remember
you like.
TP12?
I hope you like 1980s toys, Melissa and Amy, because you have the Transformers.
Also, start taking your B12s again.
These are cute. You know what makes the painting style kind of makes me think of like the Vampirella covers or the Conan, those kinds of things. I wonder why
airbrush chrome effect. That's very impressive.
Yeah.
And also very 80s.
Are all dead. And is he supposed to be a toy?
Well, and not in the comic. These are he's a real shape-shifting
robot.
car, okay. But the comic is based on a toy line.
Okay.
No, that's the guy from Cybertron, the one that experiments on people.
Yeah, it's a Decepticon.
Yep.
Oh, this is a bad guy robot.
A bad
Yep.
guy, yeah.
Okay.
So what do you score it there, listeners?
It's kind of campy fun. Yeah, I guess I'd give it an 8.
I was like, the coloring is excellent, and his but I'm like the illustration, the story being told in the pictures is a little vague. I mean, it's are all dead. It's like Transformers are all dead. I guess that means Transformers are all dead.
Don't know,
maybe, but I'm like, I mean, he's just kind of kneeling there and just with the smoking. Oh yeah, 8.
All righty. LK, what says you?
I mean, it's a really striking cover. I was going to look real quick here to see who the artist was. I mean, I don't think it's a Sienkiewicz. Let me see
yeah,
here.
don't see a signature.
Oh no, it's a MD Bright cover. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and this is one of those cases where the cover art does not represent what the art inside looks like.
I know.
The art's by Alan Kupperberg on the interior. So, but yeah, it's really striking. It's just, you don't normally see the Transformers in this kind of serious, gritty look like that. So I'm giving it a 9.
Okay, Eric.
I have no idea what this is or what I'm looking at. I'm waiting for him to punch the other robot and say, "You knock my block off."
Hey, Eric, if you need help, just phone Tim Lim. He's an expert on this.
Is he?
Yeah. Don't
That's
you
what-
remember? Yeah, he said.
I remember when he said the only thing I don't know are Transformers, G.I. Joe, and
Exactly.
And then I said, "Thank you, Ron." I'm going to give this a 9 because it is cool cover.
All righty. And RDB.
He's got the smoking gun right there, and he just put down are all dead. And I'm just gonna say, I applaud that these Cybertronians actually took the time to learn English, the hardest language in the world.
Maybe they downloaded it.
So what do you score it?
This is a 10. I love look how realistic. It reminds me of the Solar Atom covers. How they get the real, like the 3D kind of look going here. It looks realistic. I love
like a 1960s Gold Key or Dell.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I also am like Eric. I have no clue what I'm looking at here, but great characters. I mean, great colors, great shading. The lights falling on them with the shadows. It's done very well. The smoking gun are all dead. The work on the cement and behind them. I will give this a 9 as well. I like this one. All right, going to the chat. Right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Going to the chat. Dark Admiral gives it a 10. Glenzer gives it a 9. All righty. We have who's this robot's name? Could not begin to tell you. Somebody else, I'm sure, could. Yes. 8 from Ice Top, 7 for American Boy. Not into Transformers. The cover art is intriguing. Yes. And that's what it's all about. That's why you can do any of these, even if you've never read the comic book, because it's all about the cover, man. Let's see. 7 from Joe. And his name is Shockwave, says Dark Admiral. And Star Wars gives it a 9.
If you're reading the current Energon universe Transformers, this guy is sadistic. He's like almost like remember the SS Nazis that tortured people? That's literally his job. He tortures people.
All right.
They sex them.
One Slick says 7. That is the most neutral and dark cover Transformers cover I've ever seen. All righty. And Ethereal gives it a 10, and Manny and Brian both give it 7. So we get 1 10 and 2 7s. All right, Transformers 10. I inherited a handful of random comics from my older brother when he joined the army. This one was friggin' killer. All right, giving it a 10.
Cool.
10 from Black Spiders.
Was the one that morphed into the boombox, and so he was
no, that's Soundwave.
Oh, Soundwave.
Shirley says 6, indifferent, never was much into the Transformers.
One of them. plays
Mark
with
Bragg
Boomer?
experiments. You talking about Shockwave? Jackson says 8. All right, and Jackson says right. Okay, we're okay, and then we have 10 from Rhaegar, 10 from MK. It's a simple yet cool cover. 9 from Baba Boom saying, how different is the art here from some of the other covers? This almost painted look certainly stood out at the time. I'll give it a 9. So we got 110, 19. All right. I already took MK's. I thought he was scoring it a 10 up there. MARANYA. Transformers number 5. Rendering style more realistic than the usual pen and ink rendering for covers. Mystery sells the book. Cover is good, not great. Scored an 8. Alrighty. And let's see. So Eric isn't too familiar with 80s cartoons. Essentially, someone give Breen a Transformers book, or he can watch G1 series.
That's
Eric, if somebody bought you the entire series of Transformers, would you bother watching it?
Oh, I thought you were going to say the comic series just had flip it so fast.
I was
Yeah, I
told that
kind of thought so.
I was told that we need to start doing Transformer readings.
Alrighty, Eddie
I could use the
10.
time off.
Alrighty, so let's get the stop, and here's what we got going on. I know I said already. Wait, what?
I thought maybe he thought he was skipped, but he wasn't.
Oh, Shockwave is dope character, especially voice 10. I got your score there, man. Sorry if I made you think you were skipped. I really only do that to one person here. Not on purpose.
Time.
Yeah. All righty, kids. We've got 1 6 knocking down one of those 6 10s, and we've got 5 7s taking out the rest, and then we've got 5 8s taking out one of those, or 5 of those 6 9s. This, ladies and gentlemen, ends up in the 9 categories. We still search for that elusive 10. Okay. Next up, that was the Lesters, right? So we are going to LK, right? Because that was me, Eric, RDV. That was the Lesters, and this is LK.
If you want.
Avengers number 230.
Oh wow, this is a classic, yeah. And one of the first times that Hank Pym decided to quit. So now this takes place after his trial for beating Jan, right?
That wasn't what the trial was for.
Or well,
it was for using lethal force on that chick that came down to Earth.
Okay.
Or thought he was using lethal force, but
yeah.
But yes, it is.
Yeah. So it's really striking, but there's a few problems with it. So I mean, I think it's probably the best that Milgram could do. So I'll give it a 9.
All righty, Eric.
I'm going to give this a 10, but I explain. This individual issue is one of my top 10 favorite comics.
Really?
It's brilliantly done. And I don't know if this is a 10, if it's not that, so I'm kind of I can't really be unbiased about this. But I do think it's a good cover, and I agree with LK. It's probably the best Milgram can do. But it's very and I think it's even by choice that She-Hulk isn't in the cover because she was on the team, because it's more to do with the people that have been with him the longest.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like I said, you get a chance to read this story arc. It's really, really good.
All righty, RDV, what do you say?
I got comment on the whole Hank Pym. They couldn't. He's just like Aunt May. They couldn't get rid of him. I love the McFarlane cape on Thor. It's always cool. I love that.
Yeah.
Hawkeye in his ugly costume. Captain America looks pretty nice. He's got the scale uniform on. Yellow Jacket, no more. I love I love the title font. I love the corner box. I love how everything just kind of focuses on the Avengers and the Matrix. Looks pretty cool. This is a 10.
All righty. I'm gonna. Oh, not my turn yet. Melissa and Amy, what do you say?
Why was he running on the ground and then vanish?
He's naked somewhere.
I mean, I guess he's like in the middle running, or like doing like the Curly Stooge thing where you go in a circle and then poof. I guess that's why they're concerned. That would have been something to behold.
I can't get that on my head now. The Yellow Jackson.
You've just ruined Eric's all-time favorite comic book story.
Oh, sorry. I mean, I'm sure it's a great book.
Here, let me tell you more about. I'll tell you E's favorite book. You can ruin that as well.
Oh, wise gals.
All right, what do you ladies score this?
I'll give it a 9. It is a really dramatic drawing, and I do like the thickness of the inks, the colors, and the overall composition. Some things I would change, and some things I don't know much about, but it is well done.
All righty, Melissa, what do you say?
Also 9.
Okay. Okay. Look, I've always loved this cover. You know, of course, Eric sells it quite a bit. It's got striking colors, great use of space. You're focused in on the right areas. I give it a 9. Whoops, I just wrote it down in 10. That's fine. Glenzer says 9, and Ice Top says 7, and Eric and Boyd says 9, and Shirley says 8. So 2 9s, 7, and 8. Alrighty, 7, 8, and 2 9s. Let's see. MK is talking to Eric. Dark Admiral says 10. One of my first comics I picked up in the thrift store, says Dark Admiral.
Oh, nice.
Right, and that was a 10. Next up, we have a 9 from Star Wars, an 8 from Brian, and an 8 from Joe. So 2 8s and a 9. Next up, Rhaegar and Jackson are both giving it 7s, and Boom is saying 8, and Black Spider's 9, and Dave an 8 for Avengers. So it's 2 7s, 2 8s, and a 9. All right. And let's see. Degrees, dates, heroes, groups, 8. Okay, that's Eddie, and he gives it an 8. And Manny says 9. One Slick says 8. The green glow they should have just left off. Otherwise, a very good cover. All right, so we got a 9 and an 8. Next up, Avengers 230 says MARANYA. They need to ban the phrase blank, no more on covers. That being said, Spotlight highlights the drama score at no more 10. P.S. Where's Shellhead to represent early Avengers and Hank? All righty, so we get a 10.
Tony had, that was when his drinking problem was front and center, and for continuity purposes, he was not on the team.
MK says 9. Alpha Eagle, how are you doing, sir? Says 8. All right. And let's see, RDV drinking again, dissing Hawkeye's costume. I know, I don't even know what that was good, what that was about. Breakdancing gone wrong, says Jackson. He removed the suit for leaving the team. Amy is a victim of circumstance. He's a victim of circumstance. All right, so that is that. Let's get the stop on that. And where this one lands, we have 3 7s, knocking out 3 of those 5 10s, 2 left, but we have 8 8s. So it knocks out those 2 10s, and 6 of the 9 9s. 9s are left.
Hey, if you don't like the fact that I don't like Hawkeye's costume, wait till I tell you how I feel about the pirate boots everybody has on, and Thor's thigh highs. The weird couple eras.
Stockings or the boots?
All right,
and that was the Lester sisters. So LK, right? You get this one. You get the next, which is Fantastic Four, number 258.
No, I started the last one.
You started? Okay, that's me then. Hey, I get this one. All righty. I love this fucking cover. I love the fact that he's tearing the cover and you see the words in the background. It's kind of like that Atom cover we did for the Silver Age DC. The fact you can see his reflection in the hand, the detail in the hand, and the way the cover folds. everything on this cover is perfect. It is a 10. All right, Eric, what do you think?
You know, it wasn't a 10 until I remembered that Doom was in the reflection of the glove.
Yes.
And it is a 10.
Absolutely. What do you think, RDV?
I've never seen Pixel Fingers that long before, but no, it is great. The Hand of Doom, that's what I'd call it. If this is the cover, I don't. It's all, like I said, he's tearing apart the thing. He's basically pulling a Deadpool or She-Hulk, breaking the fourth wall and tearing apart the cover of the comic. And I love you can see some of the letters. I'd be curious to see if you open this up if it matches the insert that page with the letterbox.
I believe it does.
That'd be so cool. Can you imagine the cover today and they actually had holes in it, and then you open it up, then you see the That'd be awesome.
You had to use a QR code to see the rest of the cover.
Yeah, like modern Marvel. What do you score this, RDV?
This is a 10. This is awesome. I love it.
Lester's.
Yeah. That is cool, right?
I really enjoy the reflection. It's I would say beautiful. And that's the feeling I look when I look at it and see that. It's like it's a very unusually artistic rendering to see on a cover of a comic book. Yeah, I just the Marvel types. You might see it might be more often in indie books, but with the Marvel they do a very specific thing, and this is departure from the usual stuff. So I feel like giving it a 10 personally.
Alrighty, and Amy.
Yeah, I think so too. They tried something different, and they achieved it very well.
All right. How about you, LK?
So yeah, I just say I had to go look, and yes, if you turn it over, page 1 is what's behind the cover on here. It's John Byrne. It's John Byrne at the height, or it's certainly at one of his apexes. It's fantastic. This is a 10.
Okay. And let's see. I see a lot of people have hit their head falling. I hope it's not in the same area there was an earthquake or something. Because unless he surprised me, I doubt I'll see Shellhead in this cover ranking.
I mean, he does kind of have a shell head.
Night, Dave.
Not on this one. I thought I did include an Iron Man. All right. Well, you saw him on the Avengers cover. Okay, so this is what we got going on here, ladies and gentlemen. Glenzer says 9, so does Ethereal Dragon, Dark Admiral, Shirley, and Joe. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Marchair says he changes his to a 10.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to give it a 10, says Ice Tops. And we've got Good Dog Press saying 10. It's Doom. All righty. A 10 from One Slick Dude. Dr. Doom's hand ripping the cover is cool and well drawn. And Jackson Raykirk says 10 as well. And then we have a 9 from Alpha Eagle. And a 9 from Eric and Boyd. Oh, and a 10 from Jackson Raykirk. All right. And then we have what is the gray penis thing, Eddie?
What?
Oh, that's Stonehenge. Never mind what I just said. Forget about
Surely did not say that.
I just failed the Rorschach test, I guess. I'm looking, I'm like, what the hell is that on it? Because I'm looking on StreamYard. I don't know how it looks on YouTube.
I'm looking on StreamYard too, and I gotta say, get your mind out of the gutter.
I guess you gotta say, what the hell does your penis look like? 10 for Shining Glow is terror. I am embarrassed at this point. Sorry, and excuse me, ladies. 8, I like the fact that Doom's reflection in the hand, says Brian. Alrighty.
If it's great, go see a doctor.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. 10, excellent cover. Love the tearing, the cover, and the reflection of Doom's face in the glove.
Especially if you're seeing more than one.
Boom. Let's see. Nope. Fantastic Four 258. Character study and details sell the book. Why is Doom ripping the book? Is he being libeled in it? Score a Doom 10. 1, 2, 3.
Probably really hard to flip through comic books if you've got gloves like that.
Yeah.
He might just be really excited to see what happens in the issue.
All right. Rhaegar gives this a 10 as well. And we have, reminds me of Wolverine 75. Was it 75? I thought it was 50. 75 is the one where he loses his adamantium. That's a hologram. Dave Asanowa says 9 for Fantastic Four because Doom is awesome. It's after midnight here, so a 10 for the Punisher when you get to it. All righty, Bubba. No problem. And then have a good night, man. Take care. Be safe. And I'll give this one a 9 for you. And let's see. TRR Jolkin, you can see the splash page beneath. I know that's what makes it, man. Seriously, it's badass. And by all means, feel free to leave a number so you can get your vote in. If you see this, I changed my vote to a 10. I already did that. 3 times they did live action again. Let's see. This cover gives me Freddy Krueger vibes. I give it a 10, says MK. All righty. Let's see. MC version is the last chance. Betty Eagle has to do. He is on drugs. Not really.
Actually, he's off drugs. He
Black
needs to be
Spider
on drugs.
says 10. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. All right. Okay. Let's get the stop on this one. And what we have here is 1 8, and we have 8 9s, and we have, I kid you not, 19 10s. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, which Disney no longer says, we have our first 10.
Yay!
All right. Yay! We made it. All righty, and this is this was my cover, so we're going to start up the next round with Eric, and you get Daredevil number 170.
10. I'm a sucker for the oversized guest, whether it's pro or antag. I love this, and again, this, you know, everybody's got their favorite Frank Miller Daredevil story. This is mine. The reintroduction of the Kingpin, I think, is that 3-part story. It's the best story he's ever written.
And this is where he stopped being a Spider-Man villain.
Yep.
From here on in, he's a Daredevil villain. All righty, RDB. What do you
call punchline?
Go say again.
And now he's a punchline because it's Marvel.
Right, of course, yeah.
You watched
But I got to say, Eric, I have no idea what you're talking about because they stopped making comic books after 2000.
Well, if they were still making comics, he'd be a punchline.
Yes. What do you say, RDB?
I say if they give him a longer nose, he becomes Gru from the Despicable Me. Honestly, this is the great. I love this. Like, do you ever have like the giant villain over there, and he's grabbing like freaking King Kong, and then you look down below. There's more people down there on the ground, on the rooftops. At first, I thought that was Daredevil on the bottom there with Hellcat. And on the actual green building. Dude, this is a 10. I like this.
All right. Lester's.
It is pretty dynamic. It's so hard when you look at something like that. There's kind of a temptation to go, I'm not sure how the structure is working on this in some parts, but then you're kind of like, the entire thing is so fantastic. In order for it to exist correctly in that space, it kind of does have to be more than literal. Right. So yes. I would say it's good. Yeah, I could give this a 10.
All right. How about you, Melissa?
Well, gosh, this is definitely an extremely and this is I hate to say something so general like dynamic, but I'm like, the first word that comes to mind is dynamic. And his situation seems threatening and earnest. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it definitely the suspense is definitely, you couldn't make it express the situation more intensely. So I think I'm going to give it a 10 too.
All righty. And LK, what says you?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you talk about homage covers. This feels something very out of the kind of the pulp era or kind of later 50s, types in terms of the stylized. So it's well done. I'm gonna give it an 8.
Alrighty. And I'm gonna give it a 9. I like it. I understand this isn't one of those recolored. This is an actual comic book cover. It's not one of the ones that they redo for the trades and all that kind of stuff, or on the digital thing. So the colors are a bit muted, but I love the lighting on Kingpin. And yeah, he is overblown. I mean, this is fantasy and such rather than them trying to be literal. Right. I really do like this though. So yeah, I give it a 9. Let's go to the chat and see what's going on here. First 10 is a cover you would not think would get it, says Rhaegar. Sometimes that works that way. Glenzer says 9. Ice Tops gives 10. And Baba Boom says 9. Striking cover. So we've got 2 9s and a 10. Boink, boink, and zoom. Let's see. Fat Man is going to eat Daredevil. I am not. Oh, Kingpin, sorry. And Rhaegar gives it a 10. Alrighty then. Dark Admiral says 10. Joe says 9. Eddie, what's up? Giving it a 6. So we have a 6. Then we have a 9 and a 10. Alrighty. Okay. Maranya says Daredevil 170 looming Kingpin with Daredevil in his clutches. Simple, effective, sells the book. Background should be darker blue-black. This is a Kingpin 10. And then we've got Manny saying 9 and One Slick saying 9. Coloring on Fisk could have been better. So we got 2 9s. And then we have Jackson Rakert saying 8. Hey, y'all, says still only. Hey, y'all, to you back. Still only 35 cents. Ahoy and welcome, says Dark Admiral. Alpha Eagle says 9. Great stuff. All right.
To prove that she doesn't listen to me, I told her to put 10. She puts on 6.
What the honest?
I don't know. I don't know. It's not colorful enough.
I don't know what to do.
She's learning.
Okay.
She's still
7 doesn't do much for me, despite liking DD, says Brian. And by the way, I did write down your 6 there, Shirley. 8 from Star Wars MCU OG. So we get a 7 and an 8.
Maybe we need more minions on the cover.
Maybe.
I would give it some color.
A 35 cent or a 50 cent comic? This is madness, says Rhaegar. No, this is the 80s. Ethereal says 7. Eric and Boyd says 8. Alrighty. And we have Ernest Goes to Hell's Kitchen. By the way, I would pay to see that movie. Yes, he's threatening to eat him in Earnestly Hungry. Yes. Fun fact, these diamond price covers are the Whitman variants, which were sold in stores like Kmart as opposed to the usual grocery stores. MK says 7. Black Spider says 7. And let's get the stop on that. And this is where we stand with Daredevil 170. We've got 2 5s knocking out 2 of those 8 10s. And then we've got 2 more. So now we're down to 4 10s, but we've got 5 7s getting us all the way down to 6 9s and 5 8s. Cut out 5 of those 6 9s and 1 9 still left. And that's where Daredevil goes to. Alrighty. And let's see, that was Eric, right? So we have RDB getting Moon Knight number 23.
Moon Knight. Look at that background. That's awesome. And I would not be. This looks like a Bill Sienkiewicz art. It looks like it. It's the bottom left. You can see the barely there.
Yeah.
Or Sienkiewicz, whatever you prefer. Or Sienkiewicz. Dude, this is awesome. I love the background. I forgot what kind of technique they calls for art, but it looks like he's kind of using a spray can kind of like effect. Moon Knight looks great. He pops out. He's on the cover there, Terry. You got that awesome title font. I don't care what cover that's on. That title font, I love that. The way it's just set up. And it's only 35 cents. Good thing we only have. See? Still only 35 cents is here before that comic book.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Dude, this is a 10. What is the top?
Still only here's how it works. 1 is god awful, 2 is horrible, 3 is very bad, 4 is bad, 5 is meh, means that you have no reaction whatsoever. 6 is average, 7 is good, 8 is very good, 9 is awesome, 10 super awesome. And everybody who's watching, feel free to put your vote in. If you have an opinion on it, you want to write with your vote, go right on ahead. All righty. What do you score this, RDB?
Well, I'll say it again. This is a 10.
A 10. All righty. And Lester's.
Oh, yeah. This is a 10. It went for something really different and bold, and it nailed it. It's just gorgeous.
All righty. Melissa?
Yeah, there's nothing in this that isn't, well, beautiful and impactful. And it's like you try to do something and nothing distracts. They used like an actual photograph background there, but they gave it enough of a treatment to make it in the foreground all come together, create a cohesive image.
Mm-hmm.
It's very appealing and distinct. So I'm thinking, 10.
All righty. LK, what do you say?
Yeah. It's a nice cover. I don't think it would have been enough for me to just pick it up off the newsstand back in the day or at the local comic book shop, unless I was actively reading Moon Knight. So I'm just going to give it an 8.
Okay. Eric?
I can read Moon Knight's face. He's saying, "Really? You wouldn't pick me up?"
Disappointed.
His little crescent eyes there.
Yeah. I'm going to pick up Fantastic Four 258 instead.
I think I'm going to go 10, but it's possible that this isn't a touched up photograph in the background. Sienkiewicz, it might have been taken from that, but he might have done the work actually.
Wow. That is cool.
But
I gotta say,
it's 10.
I love the Moon Knight, the way he's drawn, the stuff on his belt. Everything looks really cool with Moon Knight. It's the background. It's like Moon Knight directed by Alex Proyas. For those of you who are not in the know, he directed the original Crow. Tell me you don't look at that city in the background and think that looks like the Crow movie.
I don't.
Dude, you don't watch movies unless it's Bad News Bears or North Dallas 40. It's
the fuck you talking about? I've watched thousands of movies. Go lay down.
All of them sports films.
Actually, no. He likes the best movie ever made. You know what it is, Eric? We reviewed it every Father's Day.
Biodome?
The Mighty Ducks?
It's Commando, you heathen.
It's time for bed, old man.
But yeah, I love that background. I'm giving this one a 10. There you go. All righty. And let's see. Glenzer says 9 and Rayar says 8. All righty. Ice Tops gives it a 10. Pointillism, says Dark Admiral. Or I don't know what calendar you got that off of, but congratulations. Use it in a sentence. All righty. So we got a 10 from Ice Tops. Let's see, 8 from Black Spiders and a 10 from Dark Admiral Hair. We have a 10 from, oh, nope, Beautiful Details, 10 acrylic paint, says Eddie. And then, okay, so we got a 10 from Eddie and 8 from Eric, 9 from Joe, and an Alpha says 7, nice black and white. So 7, 8, 9, and all right, there we go, 7.
Pointillism is a style of impressionistic art that's mostly made famous by Monet, but a lot of other artists use it too.
All righty.
Yeah.
I just think it looks cool.
It does.
No, it's a Wayne's World thing. How they go through this really deep review, and then the other one just goes, I just think it didn't suck. All right, so Star Wars is saying 10, still only says 10 and 8 from Shirley.
Dude,
2 10s.
I love the detail on him. Every single part of his body right there. In the truncheon. I said that's really cool. It stands out.
Maranya says Moon Knight 23. This is a cover which would not benefit from color. The black and white rendering takes a supreme amount of skill to make things look awesome and not muddled. Score it a Moon Knight 10. All righty. 8. The black and white effect is cool, says Brian. All righty. And then we've got Boom saying cover really works for the character, and he's great with light and dark in that splattery ink. Give it a 10. All right. And let's see, that looks background very nice. Welcome new viewer, says Ethereal. Yes, by all means. And once again, let your voice be heard. Jackson says 8, and so does Manny from Good Dog. Oh, nope. Manny from Good Dog Press says 9. There we go. 8 from One Slick Dude. Background makes me think of Desert Storm Attack on Baghdad. Not sure I like how they did his head, though. Alrighty, and then let's see. Cardinal Black Spot, Cardinal Black. I have no idea what you're doing there, dude. Red and black, maybe? I don't know. 10 very Batman-like and gives noir vibes, says MK. Okie dokies. Let's see. Can't rain all the time. Exactly. I was just going to say it reminds me of the Crow. I know, right? Pointillism is an art style. Okie dokies. Not an artist. Not an artist. And yet here I am judging art. I am full of myself, though. And that's what allows me to do this. Okay, let's get a stop on that. And what we have here is 1-7 knocking out one of those 10s. And then we've got 7 8s. Okay, so that means 8. And then we have 3 9s, so that's 11. Wow. And here we have 12 10s. So, yep, 10s win. We got our second 10 of the evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice. Congratulations, well, comic.
Yay.
Alrighty. And that was RDV, right? RDV, you started that off. So, sisters, I don't know how you're going to take to this one. Tell you the truth, but here we go. We have Punisher #1.
What? He looks like he'd be from like a video game cover, like Mega Man or something like that. He's so funny looking.
The most badass of all badasses in comic books, and they're like, he looks like Mega Man.
Yeah, this is kind of cute.
This was #1.
Really? This is the first issue?
Limited series.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I think it's kind of funny.
The airbrushing is good. I mean, I was like, I was sucker for the airbrushed chrome effect.
Well, it's certainly very striking. I'll give it a 10. That's pretty awesome.
All righty. How about you, Melissa?
Ooh.
I know, right? It's got a lot of issues, but
is it like the issues make it better, or is it the issues actually make it less good? It's hard, depending on how you squint and look at how you decide to feel about it.
Right, but it's kind of like Gel Apocalypse with the -10s.
Yes. Is this a -10 or a 10?
Well, there's I'll just say this: you don't look at the face, look at the guns, look at everything else. It looks
I say sometimes you got to look at it and go, is it cool or not?
Right.
Yeah. Was this the first miniseries or is this later?
This is the first miniseries.
It is the first. Okay.
So what do you score it there, Melissa?
I think I'll give it a 9.
All righty. LK.
I can't get over just how cartoonish the Punisher looks here.
So funny.
I'm not. This isn't Mike Zeck, is it? No, can't be.
Zimbelman?
Well, I think he was the anchor on it.
It says SECT. There's 2 C's. So whatever that is.
It looks like ECC. I don't know, but anyways.
Ernie Chan?
A 6. Wow. Okay, Eric, what do you think?
Yeah, something you said. It might be the first thing you said in several moments that I've agreed with. Is that sometimes you just got to look at something and say, is it cool? Yes, it's stylized. Yes, that there's no way you could contort your face into that pose. None of it matters. This is a 10.
All righty. And RDV.
All right. Like I said, this does look like you're like a lot of the Super Nintendo art was like this on the covers of video games.
Right.
It reminds you of the Ninja Turtles. Same thing, the arcade. They had the same kind of styled covers, very, very like over the top stylish. I blame McFarlane and Max Bemis for this. Because everybody realized, hey, I can just put out any kind of art and people will buy it. Yeah, but dude, this is cool though. I like this. There's a gun on an actual Marvel comic book, and he's shooting the gun. There's actually bullets coming towards him. It's like, you know, obviously his face looks really weird. Look, he's in a wind tunnel. He's getting hit. But yeah, you can see the rage in his eyes and like everything else. This is a 10. I love it.
Okay. And yeah, I the same thing. I mean, first of all, the details that surround them, the garbage cans, the walls, the window in the back, the guns ablazing, the bullets coming in, shooting everything but him. Yeah, the face kind of looks cartoonish, but when it comes right down to it, I'm giving it a 10 because of the barcode. All right, let's move to the chat and see what they've got to say. Let's see. You don't have to know art to dislike or what. Thank you very much. Unlike bridges, which you are an expert. No, sir. I am not. I cannot build a good bridge. What I do under the bridge in order to get money, that's what I'm an expert at. Please help me not have to do that. Show up at the auctions on Saturdays, or if you don't mind going over to Ko-Fi, drop $1 in the tip jar.
Yeah, check out the pin thing right now. The pin, the Ko-Fi link. And also, is it just me or is the poll gone? I can't see anymore.
Is the poll gone?
On the YouTube.
Still up.
Okay.
Well, the poll's there.
Okay, because when I go on there, I was trying to log in. I just see the thing.
And if you haven't hit the like button, please, by all means. We've had up to 30 people. I think I just saw it at 16.
Dude, it's been a fun ride, man. Also, I'll apologize. I guess I was wrong. Thank you for actually, Good Dog Press, saying this was before McFarlane. So McFarlane uses an excuse to put his art.
Well, it wasn't before McFarlane, but it was before McFarlane got to Marvel.
Yeah.
He'd done some Infinity Inc.
Yeah.
All right. So Dark Admiral is saying 10. It's a ZACK cover, if I recall. Alrighty. And then we have 9 from Ethereal and a 10 from Black Spiders. Then a 10 made me purchase it from 7-Eleven, says Manny from Good Dog Press.
Nice.
Next up, we have Rhaegar giving it an 8. Yay, Frank Castle is cute, says Jackson. Joe gives it an 8. Nice tops a 10. Alrighty. Next up, agreed. It is Arcane Game Style 9. Looks made like it was made by Capcom, says Eddie Rimmon. All right, giving it a 9.
Jackson, I the opposite. I only see the
Punisher. Maranya says Punisher #1. This rendering reminds me of early Pixar animation. A bit too cartoony for a gritty anti-hero like Punisher. Bronze buffoonery, but still, it makes this a 10. Alrighty, and then we have I like Punisher, but yeah, this just weirds me out, says Brian, giving it a 7. And then we also get a 7 from One Slick, saying he looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Total Recall when he got shot out of the atmosphere of Mars. And Alfred Eagle saying 9, love it. Any lower is just wrong. It's okay to be wrong, though. Yes, on this one, every opinion counts. Alrighty, and then we give 9 to Alfred Eagle. Let's see. Still only 35 cents, says 8. ZACK is good, but this rendered too cartoony. All right. Let's see. Erica Boyd is saying 7. Okie dokies. And boom, 6. Art is disjointed. I find it too odd to be cool. And then we have Earthworm Frank from Rhaegar. A poll is there, but Ko-Fi link is not since you put up the poll. Okay. Yeah, that happens. All right, I'll try to keep that for next week. I'll put it in the description. I thought I already had it. Okay, so that's that. And let's get the stop on the Punisher #1. And what we got here is 2 6s and 3 7s, so that's 5. And then we've got 3 8s, so that's 8. Yeah, well, we had 10 10s, and we've got 4 9s, so 2 9s are left. And this goes into the 9 category. All righty, and that leaves LK with the last book of the night. Let me get this over here. And LK, start us off. Last cover of the night, and that is X-Men 251, the only comic book cover tonight that appeared verbatim in a movie. What says you?
Oh boy. Yeah, it's iconic, it's striking. It's funny actually how many covers tonight we had that had some kind of rain effects on it. Seems to have been a theme in the 80s of it raining a lot. So just with everything, that the wonderful shading on it, yeah, this is a 10.
All righty. And yes, I just put down Dave and MK's grades on the last one. Okay, it's a 10 from LK. Eric, what do you think?
I can't see any reason not to agree.
All righty. Giving that a 10. RDB.
You know what? I just thought about this. We should have put down raining covers.
Yeah.
Covers with rain.
Covers with rain on them.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And X marks the spot. I don't know what the story is, but now I want to know, why is he on this? Is Days of Future Past? What is this? No, it looks pretty cool. This is a 10. Because
Okay,
at first you think, oh, there's steam coming out of the ground. No, those are skulls.
yes. All right, Lester's, what do you say?
The now on sale twice a month kind of distracts from the somber nature of the illustration just a little bit, but the colors are, the purples and pinks are very dynamic. I just get this impression, like looking at the font, it's the title font, it's starting to feel like it's slowly approaching like what the Uncanny X-Men books looked like when I started reading. Like not quite there yet, but getting there, you know. It's a very it is kind of gruesome. But the shading and the lighting is very, very pointed. That's what it does extremely well.
Do you want to come
I
back?
beg your pardon, but I mean, I think like awesome. It doesn't fill me with joy or anticipation. It's kind of grievous, and maybe I should be able to enjoy that. But it's definitely very good. I want to give it like a solid 8.
All righty. How about you, Amy?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't say it isn't well done. Is Wolverine.
Oh, that is.
So
Okay.
you have to assume he's going to get back up and fix whatever the problem is.
True.
So I guess, yeah, it's good. Yeah, I could give it an 8.
All righty. LK.
I started off and gave it a 10.
No, you started off. Okay, so it's my turn. All right, yes. Which, yes, I agree. It gets a 10 because the colors and the shading on this alone. It's just a mood. And yes, you can tell who's on the cross. And it's just, you can even read his mood. It's just perfectly done for what it is. Ice Tops gives it an 8. And Star Wars gives it a 9. All righty. And then we have a 9 for American Boyd, and Eddie saying he is X-Men, giving it a 10. So we get a 9 and a 10. Next up, a 10 from Dark Admiral, 10, personal favorite. And then Joe says 9. And we get a boom 9. All righty. Then let's see, blame it on the rain. Says Eric and Boyd. Also, his leg got cut. Yeah, it looks like they did chop off his leg. 8, the art is good, but the purple background and foreground is a fail, says One Slick. Let's see. Could use some rain this time of year, says Joe. And MK saying, that would make a cool movie scene in a movie, I bet. X marks the Wolverine. Haha. Maranya says, X-Men 251, simple, iconic. Villain colors of green and purple lend to the eerie nature of the cover. Curiosity and mystery sells the book. Score an uncanny 10. Alrighty, and Ethereal Dragon and Jackson both give it an 8. Let's see. Oh, I'll say 10. Skulls give me NK and Terminator vibes. Nice and dark, says MK. 9 from Rhaegar and an 8 from Brian, saying 8. If you didn't know it was Wolverine, you would be lost. I disagree. I think it very much says Wolverine on this. But hey, still giving it the 9 and the 8. Let's see. Manny from Good Dog Press gives this an 8, and Alpha says 10. Reminds me of Conan the Barbarian when he was crucified, even down to the vulture. Put him on the tree of woe. It literally just started raining here, says Eric. Hey, cool. Fire up the flux capacitor and go back and strike the light button like a clock tower, everyone, says Dark Admiral. And Comic Book Frog begins to sing Purple Rain. Trying to put another earworm in there, right? Okay, well, that is that. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get the stop on this one. And what we got here is 9 10s, but 8 8s and 5 9s. So this lands squarely in the middle of all that.
Did you say wait, did you say baby shark do?
No, I did not. I absolutely did not. Thank you very much.
I can't believe no one mentioned the coolest part of that cover.
And what is the coolest part?
Red Wing about to poop on his head.
Oh, there you go. Yes, of course. All righty. Gotta go, says Dr. Admiral. Take care. Be safe. We are going to figure out what is what and where is where. Obviously, the worst cover ranked tonight is Cloak and Dagger number 4. So that's going to be 15. What is 14, 13, and 11 and 12? Excuse me. Eric, what's your favorite and least favorite of the 7s?
Spider-Man is my favorite.
All right.
And I think the Hulk, because I think I gave that an 8.
All right. How about you, Venk?
That's right. Rainbows come last. I would say put the Nam as my favorite, and least favorite would be the
2 votes for the Nam, by the way.
And least favorite is the Hulk.
All right, and Hulk has 3 votes. Lester Sisters, what's the favorite and least favorite of these 3, the 7s?
Oh, I guess Hulk is the least creative in my opinion.
Okay, that's 4, so it's staying there.
As for him, Spidey, I guess Spidey's more creative, but now it's better rendered. But the color's not as good. But actually, it is kind of. I guess that's fine.
Okay, how about you, Melissa?
I think it's good the way it is.
Okay, all righty. So let's go. We've got at 15, the Cloak and Dagger. 14 is the Hulk. 13 is Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man. The Nam is at 12. 11 is Rom. And let's work out the, let's start up on the, what would it be, 10 through 3. LK, what's your favorite and least favorite?
Oh, boy. Well, I'm going to be biased here. My favorite's Excalibur. My least favorite is Punisher.
What the hell's going on? Hello? Oh, thank you.
Okay, there. It decided to behave itself, huh?
And the least favorite is Punisher. All righty. Let's see. I'm looking at this, and I got to move that X-Men up there to the favorite spot. And for least favorite, I've got to go with the Thor. Okay, Eric, what do you say? Favorite and least favorite of the 9s?
Shoot. I'm going to go Daredevil as my favorite. And I think the Transformers was the only thing I didn't give a 10 to here, so that's got to be my least.
All right. Okay, RDV.
We're going to look at Thor being my favorite, and my least favorite being Captain America.
Oh. All right. And the Lesters.
Oh, that's tough.
All of the pressure is on you right this minute.
I know, right? It's either gonna be Thor or Excalibur for my favorite. But Megan's pretty darn cool. But I think Thor's probably the most interesting overall, as far as, overall combination of skill, color, theme, composition, all that good stuff. I think I'd have to give it to Thor. If we're going to go, which one's the best, if not necessarily my favorite?
All righty. How about the least?
Oh, you know, as well painted as the little Transformer is, the image is just a little dull to me. I think I'd probably leave that one there.
You just cemented Thor and Transformers. Melissa, what about you? What do you think? Best and worst?
Yeah, is there anything I like less than the Transformer? Well, I don't dislike any of them.
No, they're all good. Yeah.
No, I just don't think I'd see. Oh gosh, do I like Thor the Excalibur one more? You know, the Thor one is very impressive. I gave it a 10 earlier, so I think I vote it stays the way it is.
Okay, everybody get their votes.
I think so.
Okay, so
Maranya's saying that Captain America is the best and Punisher is the worst. FYI.
There we go. Actually, we could. No, because nobody voted this way one way or the other. All of these got down votes, and all of these got up votes, but this one got 2, or 3 actually. So that one is the
Eddie said Excalibur is his favorite.
Excalibur is his favorite. Are we going with the chat now?
If you want to, we have 19 people still watching.
Okay, so if y'all want, sure, let's see what we have here. I agree. Maranya and RDB is drinking again. Okay.
Because I'm a bloodsucker. I love Dracula.
Right. Well, I think if we need a tiebreaker, the chat works. Great time, way past bedtime. Take care, and I'll be safe. Have a good one, Brian. Of the nines, Captain America is best and worst. Okay.
And I would say technically that should push Excalibur to the top spot because Thor did get a downvote from somebody.
Good point. Good point. So there you go. Let's go on up and let's start with Eric. Moon Knight or Fantastic Four?
Oh boy.
I know, right?
These are awesome covers.
Easy.
Yeah. I do have to admit, as much as I don't get affected, like I don't feel bad if like the covers get low votes, I do feel good when they get high votes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I picked a good one. So what do you say,
I know it's easy
Eric?
for you because you gave one a significantly higher score. I, on the other hand, did not, but I've got to go Fantastic Four.
Oh, I gave both of these 10.
No, it's on LK.
Oh,
yeah.
Because you said it's easy.
Hey, wait, Thor just got another vote.
So you're going Fantastic Four. How about you, RDV? What's the best?
I'm going Moon Knight.
All right.
I love my boy.
Okay. Lester Sisters, Fantastic Four or Moon Knight? Which one's the best?
Oh, definitely Moon Knight. I think it really nailed something really different, and I appreciate that.
LK, best. What's the best, Moon Knight or Fantastic Four?
Fantastic Four, no question. In fact,
you are
as we've been doing the rest of the vote here, I'm reading the story, and this honestly might wind up being one of my favorite John Byrne single issues I've ever read.
Okay, kids.
Really? Nice.
All right, kids. We are now locked at 3-3. So yes, I am going to. Here we go. Punisher's the worst. That group. Thor's the best. Now let me hear Fantastic Four or Moon Knight. Right now we're at 3-3. We're tied, so we need your help. We have Fantastic Four is the best from Alpha Eagle. We've got Doom from Good Dog Press. We've got Fantastic Four first and Moon Knight second from Baba Boom. Moonshine is better, says MK. Moon Knight is better, says Maranya.
Yes.
I go Dr. Doom, says Eddie. And
All
Fantastic
hail
Four
Doom.
So,
all hail
Source,
Dr. Doom, Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
As it stands, ladies and gentlemen, we keep it the way it is. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. At number 15, we've got Cloak and Dagger number 4. At number 14, we've got the Incredible Hulk 287. At number, what are we on? 12, Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man 66. At number 11, we've got the Nom, and that is issue number, where did I hide that one? Issue number, dude. You serious? Cloak and Dagger, Thor, Cap, Hulk, Excalibur. Up 20. That was 11. Number 10 is Rom, and that is issue number 13. At number, that was 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. 10 is Transformers, issue number 5. 9 is Punisher number 1. 8 is Captain America, issue number 332. 7 is The Avengers, issue number 230. Daredevil 170 is 5. Number 4, no, that was 6. 5 is X-Men. It's hard to keep up, guys. X-Men number 251. 4 is Thor, issue 333. Number 3 is Excalibur number 8. 2 is Moon Knight, and that is issue number something or other. 23. And then, of course, Fantastic Four, and that is issue number also something other, 258. There you go, gang. 1980s from Marvel. Tomorrow we're going to be doing DC Comics 1980. So if you guys would like, please join us for that as well. But there you go. A lot of fun. Okay.
And then 90s Image.
Yes. Oh, actually, you're not.
Could be
you're
a lot
not
of
far
fun,
off.
actually.
You're not far off. Usually, I only do 2, Marvel and then DC, 60s, 70s, but we're in the 80s. This was an independent comic book renaissance. So I decided let's add on a third day, and we're going to after tomorrow on Tuesday we're going to be doing 1980s independent books.
Ooh.
So that should be fun. That being said, LK, favorite cover of the night?
Honestly, the Fantastic Four 258. Just because of the design, the execution, and then now in terms of reading the story inside, this is an amazing single issue that is basically kind of a day in the life, but I mean, it takes place over the course of basically about a couple months. But it's in between like 2 Fantastic Four arcs, and the issue is all about Doom and coming back to Latveria and, you know, basically get it restarted. It's funny how RDV mentioned the fact of the Sorcerer Supreme. There's a panel in here where a gypsy girl comes in to speak to Doom and says, "It's come to pass that Doctor Strange is without a disciple. As a master of both science and sorcery here, Doctor, I thought you'd want to know."
All right. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't voted, go vote, because we're going to check out the poll in just a second. Sorry about that.
He's already thinking about usurping Doctor Strange in the 1980s.
That is awesome. Well, actually, the graphic novels should be something that we do, because in Triumph and Torment they do that. Yeah, hey, Darkness, what's up? Uncanny X-Men 10. They even have show. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, all right, cool. Let's check out the poll here and see where
it's always about the Polish people. We check them out at the end of time.
It really is. Yes. Okay. I'm trying to get down to the end there.
Thank you, Batman.
Okay, wow, 34 votes. I think this is the biggest vote we've had. Thank you very much for everybody's participation, where 14% went to Tim Sale, 17 went to homage covers, only 29 went to movie and TV show adaptions. One day, kids, one day. And then 38% went to Silver Age Batman. So that'll be starting in the, it's got to be between, what was it, 56 Flash showed up, all the way up to 1970.
One could say that Tim Sale didn't sell.
There you go. Yeah, not at all. But there we go. That's what's going to be. I'll put down a folder for the Batman books.
We didn't do Silver Age Batman last time. I don't think we did.
No, we did Silver Age DC, which had a couple of Batman.
We didn't do this Batman. I think we had some Golden Age Batman.
Yeah, we did Golden Age Batman. We did Golden Age Detective Comics. Wait,
yeah, so it's.
Have we ever done Batman?
I remember we did the Batman and Robin or something like that, to the early Golden Age stuff. We're doing those.
Yeah, we did Batman 1 through 12.
When there you go. That's what it was. It was Batman 1 through 12. I'm looking through the seasons.
It was like Golden Age, right? I don't think it was Silver Age.
Silver Age, Golden Age Superman. In season 2, we did Secret Wars, Catwoman, Teen Titans, Superman, Green Lantern, Jungle Comics, Archie, Flash Comics, Forbidden Worlds, Patriotic. Yeah, we did Golden Age Batman. So this is Silver Age. Yeah, this will be different.
Yeah.
All right, that's what they were thinking. All righty, but there you go. There you go.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
Here.
I'm just glad Batman was in there to save me from the other TV movie adaptions.
What do you mean the other? Like what sucks so much about TV adaptations? Like tell me the bad ones.
TV all depends what you're doing. Are you doing just gonna do Gold Key?
No.
Or are you doing Marvel?
What do you mean? Not just. I mean, you've got there's a lot of Marvel, there's a lot of DC, there's a lot of Gold Key. What are you talking about? Like, what are you afraid of when you hear movie adaptations?
Well, if I want to look at movie covers, I'll just go look at movie covers.
But the posters aren't the comic book covers.
Yeah, they're not exciting.
I disagree with you. I think you're getting in your own head about this.
No, I'm not in my own head. It's probably a different taste, and I'm glad.
But you're not thinking properly about this. You've got this thing where it's like, okay, it's
so you're telling me I'm not doing something right? Okay.
Yeah. Because you can't tell me like the cover for the Batman movie, the hardcover that's painted, it's a beautiful image, is the same as say the Return of the Jedi cover where you've got 3 cartoonish looking characters on it.
I'd rather look at Golden Age books and look at TV adaptations. Okay,
I can't fault you for that,
yeah.
but even the Golden Age adaptations are pretty good. The cover for what was it, Fantastic Voyage, is amazing. What were we trying to say, Melissa or Amy?
Amy. So would that include shows like the Doctor Who, like Marvel series that was made, or like the Ninja Turtle Archie series?
I don't know if that would. I guess that would count. You would have to put stuff like that into it, yeah. Or for that, I would think it would be more like because you could do an Archie series by itself. So I guess the miniseries and the one shots would be something to focus on if you did just movies and TV, because they wouldn't otherwise get a chance to be there.
I'm with Ronnie. Next poll is all Iron Man books. No matter which one you choose, is Iron Man.
It's gotta be Iron Man somehow.
Either it's Cantwell X-Men or Iron Man, or it's Duggan Iron Man, or it's Bendis Iron Man.
Darkness. Yep. All hail my character from the Marvel Superheroes TTRPG. How many Iron Mans have we done? We've had Iron Man spattered throughout. But we have not yet focused on Iron Man. But then again, we haven't focused on X-Men yet. We haven't done.
Well, we're saving that for Maranya's birthday, right?
Yeah, Iron Man's going to be Maranya's birthday. We already decided that. Yeah. I have to wait 16 days for one shot at ranking Iron Man covers.
We'll just do that one Sunday that she's not available.
Yeah. Oh man, that's kind of like doing Doctor Strange and not inviting Dalton to the thing.
I was just thinking. I mean, as to do a joke, did Ironheart make 12 issues?
I think so. Yeah, let's do Ironheart.
What about X-23 Wolverine?
We'll do the Iron Man where it stars on Ironheart.
Can we do Frogurt Hulk?
Yeah, we're not doing Gogurt Hulk. We're not doing Ironheart either. But
no, we could just do covers of all the different Avengers that aren't the Avengers. All different ones he did. Remember, they tried to place. They had Lady Thor. He had a different Hulk. It was just like, do you want me to cry, gang? Seriously?
No, we're not doing that. By the way, do 616 Iron Man versus Iron Hulk versus Ultimate Universe.
Ron, you're not gonna cry. We've seen that you have the giant freaking meat cleaver you're gonna use.
Dude, Kitty cried if she has a series. Let's see, Maranya would kill us all with a cleaver. Yeah, no, we wouldn't do that. We wouldn't do that. As a matter of fact, I can. I'll tell you what's coming up in in season 4 so far. We've got a lot already set out for season 4. Today is 1980s Marvel, and then we have DC Independent, The Phantom and the Shadow. They tied. House of Mystery 12 through 24. West Coast Avengers, Steve Buscema, Marvel Treasuries, Power Man without Iron Fist, Super Dickory, and the Legion of Superheroes, Silver Age, and now Batman.
You know how when you're bad, you get cold for Christmas. Ronnie would send you.
What one last night? Did I miss one? No, last night was. Never mind. Last night was.
Maranya would probably send you, instead of sending you coal for Christmas, you'd probably get an onion.
Okay. But there you go. That's actually what is what's lined up so far. And of course, every time we do one of these, we'll do a poll and we'll add to it. There you go. Let's see. I've only seen the Iron Man cover in all these rankings, and it was the worst one of the 50s. Sorry. I liked the first appearance of Mandarin. I was wrong. But we will do a we'll do an Iron Man starting with issue 1.
What's the best Iron Man cover, Maranya?
I'll just say the iconic ones that stick out to me is the suitcase where he's falling, the one at Demon in the Bottle. Like there's then you get the first War Machine. Like there's quite a few of like iconic covers from Iron Man.
Well, he certainly is a well-known character that's grown a lot and done a bunch of things.
DC versus Marvel and amalgamation covers, says MK. That might actually be fun. Eric saying, "You have me obsessed with these cover ranking streams." Well, thank you, by the way, and you're welcome.
I honestly, I think these. I was just saying, I think these are actually building up your channel again.
I have noticed, and I've noticed a lot of people are joining. I've noticed also, by the way, the last auction is, and I know this is a low number, especially when you have 20,000 subs. Shadow Band. The last auction went to 253.
Also, I guess when you've stopped doing news reports and just ranting about stuff, so you're just talking about this. So it's like, I think it's starting to become more of a positive effect for your channel.
It may have. I do have a couple of news stories I was going to talk about, but like the
and it's gone.
I know, right? Well, I could put this on the movie thing. It's somebody wrote an article saying She-Hulk did it better than Deadpool.
Eric and Boyd, thank you for promoting the channel. Where's my $2?
Yes, by all means, guys, please share this out. I would love to get. My goal is to get to at least 19,000. I was mid 1800s or 18,000s when they shadow banned my channel. And for like 2 years, it didn't even change. It was like 18,520 for 2 years. No change whatsoever. And then it started dropping. I would love to get to the 19.
Do you have your YouTube on your like little booth you do, their little flea market thing? Do you have your YouTube channel link there? So
I've got the link, and
maybe that's helping too.
Yeah, hopefully I'll get some Muncie people coming in.
You know what you do? Put a poll on your community posts and ask so people can actually just say how like different options, like how did you find this channel? Did you find it through this? You know, I'm curious to see where all the new people are watching your stuff are getting either recommendation YouTube or through something else. Because a lot of ones I've noticed on Extreme Movie Show are coming from the searches, YouTube searches.
Here's what I've been doing. Like I said, I got really caught up yesterday. Phantasm, he had commissioned a video, and I got caught up in the booth, and I got caught up in the business of it. And in all honesty, if I'm being completely honest, forgot. You know, I was trying to get the businesses so we could get our living here on a paying basis. And I absolutely forgot the commission videos. I do apologize. I will get to them. Phantasm commissioned the comic book origins of Cloak and Dagger, and FRAGMINION commissioned Wild Dog. I'm going to do a reading of Wild Dog. I also have set it so I've got like 8 or 10. I'm just going to start popping them off. It's all going to be about comics this time.
Mr. Boyd,
a card with a link to this channel underneath the bridge.
I got questions.
Yes.
I got questions about that.
Well, he just admitted to being a patron of one of the bridges I run. I appreciate it. Like I said, these days I'm in management. So, my knees are too old to actually be working.
At Patreon, what saint is that?
Patreon?
No.
Wait, what?
Patreon. There's different patrons, like, the different saints and stuff.
Let's see. I've been telling some friends on Comic Vine to drop by. You know what? Actually, MK, I was very, very active on Comic Vine in the beginning. When they first got, I've got like 1,000 reviews on that thing.
Did you ever get access back?
Do I? Let me see. Comic Vine. I thought they deleted my thought they deleted my account, which sucks because I want to put those. No, they deleted it. I'm not here anymore. It looks like.
Well, you can always create a new one. You can always, if they allow you, put your YouTube channel link in there.
Oh man, that sucks. Let's see, England team.
I mean, if it's an account you haven't logged in the past 10, 15 years, they're gonna.
No, I have actually. As a matter of fact, I have. I actually did a review not too long ago. Just to Old Man Comics on let's see, use an existing. Oh, that's why. Okay, link existing account. There we go. Let's see if I can get back on here. Social account synced. Your social account and go to homepage. I don't want to go to homepage. I want to go to my page. I don't give what everybody else says. I mean, not to sound too blunt. Okay, there we go. All right, here it is.
No, Eric, that reminds you of Puppetine.
Oh.
Doesn't care what anybody says.
Well,
he gets credit. That's it.
I've been to all the. I used to go into the forums and everything. It's nobody actually takes anything serious, or at least they didn't. So I got bored. But yeah, this is the. This is my homepage. But let's see. Let me go to the reviews. 1,004 reviews.
And I was saying, if you can, they allow you put your YouTube link on there. They allow you to put a social link in there because we kind of cool.
Yes, I should. At least they tried. DC Comics presents. What was that? Okay, go into reviews. Bike Club. I reviewed Brother Power, The Geek, number 1 and 2. I should just read these off for videos. Just to, I need to get them somewhere, or at least copy them to scripts on Ko-Fi or something.
Amy, you hanging in there? You sound like you're dying.
Are you okay, Amy?
Huh? Oh yeah, I'm okay. I just think I just got kind of tired there for a second.
I heard you stretching.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I've been telling some friends on Comic Vine. Yeah, I like Comic Vine. But there you go. I like the articles and topic shows better, but I'm a news person, so yeah, I don't mind those. But I want to talk about comics. I don't give a fuck about anyone else but myself. This explains why One Skip 2 exists.
Also, good night, Eric.
Have a good night, man.
I was wondering who jumped out of here. All of a sudden, I'm like, one of the windows is gone below.
Yeah, he probably, I was talking too much. He couldn't get a word in, so he says, "Yeah, I'm out." He does that if someone's talking too much.
No, he said didn't want to. He didn't say can't interrupt.
Oh, okay. There you go. Let's see. There was some really funny people in there. Some of the mods on there kind of suck and never want to be bothered. Yeah, there you go.
I mean,
but yeah, I did a lot. I think I did every, like the first. It was Marvel Spotlight. That's Ghost Rider, right? Yeah. And I did the entire run of Marvel Spotlight from Ghost Rider. A lot of these are all from New 52. These are forever. This is 2013, by the way. All these. So, yeah, but I did. This marks the issue 3 where the Ghost Rider is turned tail and ran. Oh yeah, that's right. I was surprised at how many Ghost Riders let's see, from the long box Marvel Spotlight number 5. Well, don't know what to say about this one. To be honest, I wasn't all too familiar with the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider. I read a few of the books as a kid, but mostly I read the Danny Ketch comics in the 90s. And of course, there was the movie. So it was quite a shock to see that the book opens with Ghost Rider not only riding by a murder and not seeming to care, but also running away from the guys who did it. They began to chase him so they could stop him from identifying them. That is right. The spirit of vengeance runs from a pack of murderers. Safe to say they did not have a handle on the character yet.
Also, did you notice the cover is ZACK is the first one? Instead of cops, it has crooks there.
Yep. Frankly, I prefer the movie version to what I've seen in the first issue. In the movie, Johnny was tricked into selling his soul for the needs of the loved one. Here, he's the one who initiates the deal. It is for a sick friend instead of his own father, but it still shows a heroic side. problem with this part of the book is there are really no sympathetic characters. We see Blaze is in love with Roxanne, but she kind of comes off as a shrill and unlikable character. The concept alone, of course, would take it to the next issue, so I can understand why there was a next issue. But I am interested in seeing the character's progression, at least to see when he starts becoming the character I am familiar with. There you go. My review of Ghost Rider #1, all tied up in a nice bow. There we go. But yeah, I guess I should do that. I should read these off as just so I have a preservation of them before they get rid of them. Because you're right, well, I don't do a lot with these things.
I was just saying as advertising, you should have just put your YouTube channel on there. So there's if that's a nerd hub,
I agree.
You know, they at least and they see your people who like your stuff, and if you occasionally do some reviews on there, written reviews on there,
just
and then
remind people I'm here.
Yeah.
But there you go. All right, Comics Frog. Yellow Frog is adorable, except when he's chasing me in my dreams. Okay, that's weird. But you know, everybody's got that side of them. Okay, kids. Tomorrow,
I just want to point out that wasn't a dream.
Okay. Tomorrow we are doing DC. Silver Age DC. Now, me and Gail are going to the movies. AMC has this thing when you buy those A+ cards. I can get them to freaking for as much as I talk about them. I need to get a sponsorship. I'm always
is there three movies per month?
Yeah, but what they also do is sometimes they have a mystery movie, and it's something that hasn't come out yet. They say tomorrow's is rated R, so fingers crossed it's Alien Romulus. I am so jazzed for that film.
Well, I can't think of any other movies coming out in the next week or two that would be R-rated that they would pull that for. And I think Alien Romulus is rated R.
Yep, it might be like there's it's coming up to Halloween, so I know they're going to be putting out a whole bunch of horror films as well. So have a good night, Alpha Eagle. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you had a good time.
Maranya says, well, you should do with these reviews is read them in a video with panels from the book in question.
I think so. I actually think so. A lot of these would only take about 5, maybe 10 minutes.
And upload them as shorts.
That could do if, but I have to review them on my phone. You can't do it from a computer. I found out. So figure.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Although I know though the review embargo for Alien Romulus isn't until like Wednesday. I know it's really late before the movie.
Thankfully, I'm not a professional critic.
No,
I can talk about whatever I want, whatever
unless they make you sign an NDA.
That's true. They did say there would be questions after, so they might do that.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Then it might actually be something even further off than Alien Romulus.
It could be. It could be. They said it's going to be. They'll ask questions and then they'll ask us to either put it on. What's that one thing you try to get me on? Not Twitch, not the one where all the fucking young girls dance naked. The other one, the one that started a long time ago.
TikTok.
No.
Twitch is the one that's been around for YouTube.
What's the other one? What's
Instagram?
the other one? Instagram.
Oh.
Yeah, they said they're either going to put it on Instagram or they want us to put it on Instagram or something like that. Yeah.
I was going to say Instagram's become like the new for that, for girls dancing videos.
I'll tell you what, if y'all don't mind, I saw a couple of movies. I mean, everybody saw Wolverine and Deadpool. I wish we actually took time to talk about it, but we went and saw Trap before. We went and saw Trap by M. Night Shyamalan, and you know what? This I would not even put it on the refrigerator. You know how I say, oh look, you made a movie, let me put it. For the first maybe 20 minutes you're watching a concert, and it's a concert with music I don't particularly care for, and then it really turns into a really cool thriller, but it's got a lot of holes and a lot of messy spots, a lot of very conveniences. And then it falls apart. I would love to do a full on. I don't want to talk too much. RDV, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you'll love it a hell of a lot more than I did. But I do want to do a full on review of that.
that kind of tracks with what I read from some of the critics that I follow. That basically had a really interesting first act and then just kind of completely falls apart
right away. By the way,
when I first came across the trailer a couple of weeks ago, it was like, oh,
I love the trailer. I was saying, this looks good.
Idea.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what it's done very well, and I like this because it reminds me of Alfred Hitchcock, which everybody was saying M. Night Shyamalan. Oh, he's going to be the next Hitchcock. I wish they would stop that because they said that about the Get Out director.
Well, hell, they said that about Brian De Palma back in the day. I know. So.
Well, Brian De Palma tried to be Hitchcock. But the thing is M. Night Shyamalan did something that Hitchcock actually did. In Psycho, we're following Janet Leigh. She's the hero or heroine of the film. She is the lead character. We are locked in. What is she doing? And then, of course, the shower scene happens, and all of a sudden, we're locked into Anthony Perkins. There's a scene where he pushes the car into the lake, and you watch it, and it's rolling down, and it's about to sink, and it stops, and he's like, and he's looking around, and you feel, no, the car's got to go down. He has to, oh my God, and all of a sudden, he puts you into the shoes of a serial killer. And of course, we don't know. We think it's the mom at this point in Psycho. But Shyamalan does the same thing, and he does it very well. You find out early that, yes, he is in fact the killer. And yet you still want him to escape. And I think that was done very well. Let's see. Which was better, Trap or Cuckoo? Better made, Cuckoo. More entertaining, Trap. Cuckoo has a lot of holes in it as well. I wanted to like that movie so much because it starts off, it's a slow burn horror, which I kind of like. Give me a good atmosphere, and I'm with you.
Well, it looks like The Sixth Sense is his most popular movie that he directed.
Yeah, of course.
8.2. But after that, it goes into like IMDb saying Unbreakable 7.3, and then Split is 7.3. Other than that, he basically has 6 points, and then some are like 5 and 4. So like I said, a lot of people say like either they like his movies or like oh my gosh, he's coming out with another movie. He's not as bad as you. I would say he's not as bad as Yule Bull. Yule Bull has great IP.
Jordan Peele everybody was like, oh, Get Out is so great, so great. I was like, it was all right. And then the next one was Us, and I thought, that's tolerable at best. But then I saw Nope, and I was like, okay, now he made a good movie. I actually like Nope. But,
it sounds like people just saying like, you know what it sounds like? People are like, hey, friend asks you, hey, do you want to go see this movie? You're like, Get Out. Nope.
Yeah. Get Out. Nope.
Yeah. No, I appreciated Get Out. I actually remember seeing that in the theater. And loved the fact of basically rubbing the noses of the pretentious liberals in there who think they're always doing such a wonderful thing and what have you, and they turn out to be the bad guys. Spoilers. But then he just basically became a one trick writer producer, and I mean the most hilarious and obnoxious one is Antebellum.
Amy, did you?
That
say
wasn't
something?
him though.
You trying to?
I thought it was. I thought he
Antebellum is
that one or
horrible.
something.
Well, I'm just going to tell everybody.
Hold on, guys.
Lester. I'm sorry.
Hi. I was just realized I'm getting almost falling asleep sitting here, but I didn't want to leave without telling everybody thank you for spending time with us and inviting us. We had a lot of fun. And I think Melissa has her one piece of comic book trivia she wanted to share. So
yes. Ron Lim, the man who drew the Excalibur cover tonight, also worked on the Archie Sonic the Hedgehog book between the 80s and like the 150s. Because his kids love Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's a reason. That's a good reason to do anything.
Hey, but at least that was more entertaining than Rom Space Night, though.
But ladies, the door is always open.
You can leave whenever you want to. Leave.
Yeah, well, that wasn't what I was saying, but yes, that's true. It goes both ways too. So in and out. Yeah.
Y'all have a great night.
Much like my high school years.
Thanks for joining.
Okay. Of course. Night, everyone. Night, Maranya. Night, MK. Night, Rhaegar.
Galaxy Quest movie and that show series that's a Star Trek. Oh goodness gracious, what is it? The one with Family Guy dude. That wasn't Galaxy. What is that? I love it. You and I love that show.
Yeah.
Okay, what's it called?
Oh, it's called Orville.
Orville. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that TV show.
Speaking of that, it is official. There is a season 4 that is there's about finally going to start production. It's not coming out probably till. I would guess it's probably not going to be until Q3 or Q4 of 2025, but it is official. They have started the production process. Yeah, that came out sometime last week. But
okay.
yeah, no.
Hold on. Oh, go on ahead. Keep talking, LK.
Okay. Well, I was just going to say, I mean, Maranya saying she got Galaxy Quest kind of vibes from that, but when I saw the Trap trailer, my first thought was, oh, this is kind of a bit like, or thought it was going to be along the lines of like Sudden Death, which is probably still my favorite Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
That is
for multiple reasons, not the least being a huge Pittsburgh Penguins fan. So getting to watch all the murder and mayhem around the igloo is just great. I love that movie.
By the way, England team, what is the recent movie that starts with a T that is an alien war? Tomorrow War, I think, is the one you're thinking of. If you're thinking of the one with Chris Pratt, the one where they come back from the past to get people who would die soon anyway to come to the future and fight it, which I was like, point of order, hold on, wait a second. Let's talk about this premise. Look, it's an exciting film, and it's a fun film. But it's one of those movies where if you stop and think about it for 5 seconds, it falls apart. So they come back to bring people forward to fight a war. These are people who's going to die anyway. And I'm thinking, hold on, instead of doing that, bring them into some sort of training facility. At the same time, try to figure out where these aliens land first. And then instead of taking to the future to fight a war, train them so they're the most badass killers on the planet Earth. So when they finally do arrive, you're not fighting an almost lost war. You're fighting it right at the beginning with awesomely trained people to fight these aliens.
Sir, I'd like to ask you what your thoughts on the bootstrap theory is.
Bootstrap? What do you mean?
The bootstrap theory argument that you and Dalton had a few years ago.
What?
You don't remember it?
Oh, you mean the pick yourself up from the bootstraps? What are you talking about?
No, like the time paradox stuff.
Time paradox.
You guys had a whole argument about it, about being your own, being your own grandfather and all that stuff. It was. Never mind.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about if you go back in time. Well, it depends on how you think about time, and I think this is where we had a difference. He doesn't think about time travel as the same way as I do. If you go back in time, can you affect the future? And where does it start? Like, it's like the Marvel. He says, if you go back in time, it's still your future. You know, so you can change things because that's your future. But no, because it's still your past. It might be modern day you, but you're going back into your past.
Your version, the version of you gets erased.
What would end up happening is you can affect the timeline, but you couldn't do anything that would change you because everything has to happen for you to go back into the past. So I guess the movie that reflects that is the Time Machine. Have you ever seen The Time Machine with Guy Pearce in the 2000s?
Well, I saw that, but I also saw the original as well.
Which is good too. But I forgot if they do the same thing. But Guy Pearce, his girlfriend died, so he builds a time machine to go back in time to stop his girlfriend from dying. But the thing is if the girlfriend didn't die, he wouldn't have taken the time out to build the time machine. So he can't go back because that was the one key thing that needed to happen in order for him to go back in time.
Well, I was saying about as far as I would say argue the most is Back to the Future. His parents are now rich because he caused a little the rip. His version of himself should be disappear, and there should be a new version of him.
And I think that's I want to say Richard Matheson, the dude who did all the Twilight Zones. He did a goodness, what it was not the Butterfly Effect. Sound and Thunder, I think it was called. They did a shitty movie about it, but his premise.
Sound and Thunder also is basically the Butterfly Effect, and that's
the butterfly. Yeah, the people go back, they kill a butterfly, and when they come into the future, it's
a totalitarian hellscape, basically.
Yeah,
and and essentially, oh God, it's been decades since I actually read the story, but I want to say that basically because what it was starting out in the future, essentially they created this travel company that, for a exorbitant amount of money would allow you to travel back in time and go hunt dinosaurs. But in order to make sure that they didn't affect the future, they would have a scout that would go back, basically tag dinosaurs that died of disease or like fell into a tar pit or something, set out a path, and so throughout the course of the story, you're hearing the rules of, stay on the path, only shoot the dinosaurs that we have marked out and told you can shoot, what have you. Basically what happens is some jackass steps off the path, they think, okay, we've recovered, everything's okay. He stepped on a butterfly. They come back and see that now the future is completely different, and I believe he shoots the guy because he was a freaking idiot. And I want to say that's just kind of like the way it ends.
Yeah, the movie sucked, by the way.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
Yeah, but your other theory, of course, is always that if you go and change the past, then it creates an alternate timeline. It's the alternate timeline that you're coming back to.
Yeah.
That you never actually get back to your original timeline.
What do you think about the Back to the Future 2, where it doesn't go right away?
Your kids.
It's got to catch up with you.
Like I said, I feel like anytime you get change something and that version of you is not gone, it's kind of like the Flash. Remember, he had the other. It turns out Savitar was actually, let's start spoilers. Anybody who cares about the CW Flash, which I doubt. Savitar turns out to be an old version of Barry from the past before he did the whole Flashpoint.
Right.
So I was like, there's no way he'd survive, and but. Regardless, though, I said, like, once you change something, you go to past, you change something, your future's changed. Not only that, it's caused a change in you. So I don't believe that you would remember new memories. I feel like you'd be a paradox, and you'd have to be limited.
Or it would be the same where all your memories would kind of rush, and then you would lose the memories of the original timeline.
Exactly. So, and then you
That's
forget.
Why, by the way, whenever we're doing any of these, hey, if I could go back in time, I never go past August 24th, 1996.
Your kid being born.
That was my my youngest. That was Elizabeth's birthday. So I actually have no fantasies of changing anything before that.
Can you imagine it? You build a time machine, you go change something, and then because you changed that thing, now you never built that time machine.
Yes.
And now your future's off worse.
Well, there you go. But see, the reason why going back in time is hard to even fathom is because you would disintegrate yourself going back or forward. It creates so many problems. Yeah, I would never, like I said, I would never want to go back. Couldn't even consider it.
That's what I liked about Time Cop. I always love because it's like they make something funny out of like, which is actually a science fiction movie, and like it's like at the end he's like, remember the same space can share the same space matter over. It's like when he punches him in the guy like just disintegrates, and then nobody has any memory of that guy because now he's erased from the timeline. Like, yeah, it's time travel is very wishy-washy because everybody has their
easy.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Anyway, guys, show up tomorrow, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, and we're going to be doing some Silver Age DC covers. I'm still going to try to find some iconics and some weirdos and all that sort of stuff.
Iconic.
Yep. So please join us for that. Otherwise, thanks for joining us tonight. Don't forget to
let me make one quick last announcement here. Warren Ellis finally has a new project that's coming out August 20th. It is an audio drama that's going to be available via podcast on all your favorite podcast things, called The Department of Midnight. Sounds really cool. Got some name actors to do voice work in this, and so I'm looking forward to downloading it and hearing and listening to first Warren Ellis written work in about 4 years.
Wow,
4 years plus.
I was gonna say audio drama. All the women complaining about him.
No, but it sounds cool. Sounds very Warren Ellis, and I'm hoping that this is now going to be, the next 12 months or so, or is the, kind of the year of Warren Ellis here. The Desolation Jones hardback's coming out. And I think there's going to be a new version of Fell coming out. So it seems like I'm finally gotten past the Me Too crap.
I'm glad that he's come back and doing stuff, because if Alex DeCampi can get away with murder, he should be able to do whatever he wants.
Exactly. Yep. Well, thank you very much for watching, gang, and we'll see you tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Have a good time.
We'll see you real soon.